The Marcia Weekes Show. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. Talk truth, build roots, stories unfold. Motivate change, mobilizes the mode. That's the MR code. Hey, we growing, we know it. You say when labor leads, BAJAN succeed. Well, here we now. This the people creed. When labor lead, we find we need. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor lead, BAJANs bleed. When labor lead, no room to breathe. When me a lead, we can't achieve. Tell them no, the people grieve. Say progress, but who it feed? Promise sweet, but none succeed. Small man strain can't meet in need. Tell me again who really lead. Bills climb high, hope get lean. Talk sound good, but life still mean. Every day we toil and dream, still waiting on that brighter gleam. When labor leaves, BAJANs bleed. When labor leaves, we found we need. When me a leave, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor leaves, BAJANs bleed. When labor leaves, no room to breathe. When me a leave, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. Forward, forward, but who we trust? Forward, forward, still eating dust. Me a lead, same old fluff. We tired now, enough is enough. Forward, forward, but who we trust? Forward, forward, still eating dust. Me a lead, same old fluff. We tired now, enough is enough. When labor lead, BAJANs bleed. When labor lead, we turn we need. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor lead, BAJANs bleed. When labor lead, no room to breathe. When me a lead, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When labor lead, BAJANs bleed. When labor lead, we find we need. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor lead, BAJANs bleed. When labor lead, no room to breathe. When me a lead, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. When labor lead, BAJANs bleed. We got we need. When me a lead, same old fluff. We tired now, enough is enough.
Oh Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, boys and girls. I'm holding in my hand the national flag of Barbados. Look at it blowing in the wind. We are coming to you live from Savvy on the Bay right here in Barbados. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, you should feel the beautiful breeze here. It is lovely. Savvy on the Bay right here in St. Michael, Barbados. Right here, right here, right here. This is the Marcia Weekes Show. You just heard the national anthem of Barbados. And tonight we have some really important issues to talk about as BAJANs, one and all. You see, I got on my hat. I come ready. I come ready tonight, guys. Now I'm going to need you to like and share, like and share, like and share. Everybody, I need you to do that. This is so very, very important. I'm seeing some wonderful people walking in, and which we're going to chat with them a little bit. Some of our young people coming in, that, young people who come to Savvy on the Bay, and they come and have a good time here. I'm going to ask you to do something for me, guys. Apart from taking a bus or driving and coming down to join me, I have enough chairs here. Right? I got chairs here for you, everybody. Come down and join me. I'm going to ask you to like and to share and to subscribe to. But more importantly, make sure, ask yourself, have I shared yet in my WhatsApp page? But, folks, this is very, very important what is happening here tonight. All right. So I'm going to kindly ask you to like and share. We are right here live at Savvy on the Bay, because you would have heard the news today that there's a proposal on the table that they want to take the land here from the owner of the land. They want to take Savvy on the Bay. And so part of tonight's show, we're asking for transparency. We're asking for fairness, right? We're asking for fairness. And nobody told them that the Savvy on the Bay was for sale. Mr. Kinch isn't selling the land to them. They are compulsory acquiring the land from Mr. Kinch. That is what is happening right here in Barbados. And so I want us to be very, very mindful of that. But before we go into that, I want us, and I'm going to ask you again, folks, this is a good time for you to like and share. Let me just welcome those who have joined. Let me make sure I'm welcoming those who have joined. Let me know how the audio is, guys. Are you hearing me? Oops. There must be something with the audio. I'm not seeing this on. Okay, how is my audio? How is the audio? Anybody hearing? Tell me, how is the audio, please? How is the audio? How is the audio? Okay, so the audio is good. Loud and clear, somebody says. Okay. Loud and clear. All right. I can hear you. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. I want to talk to us about something tonight, folks, as I welcome everybody. I might not be able to call everybody's name tonight, but you know that you are welcome. You are welcome. You know that. And, we can't do this without you all right? So we're out here, and this is not our usual spot, but I know everything is going to go really, really well tonight, okay? I believe that. Now, we're about justice. We're about fairness. We're about transparency. We're about accountability. That's what we do here, the loyal opposition. And this is not going to go unnoticed, and we're not going to allow this to just happen. Okay? It's not going to, actually. It's not going to. All right. But let's talk about, take a few minutes, and we're going to talk about Barbados being raised from the deep, a nation with a redemptive purpose, right? It is so important for what we're doing right now. Yeah? Family, my BAJAN family. I don't come to you with politics. I don't come to you this evening with crime statistics. I'm coming with a reminder of who we are and where we came from. Barbados was not born like the other Caribbean islands And this is why we have to take this thing very seriously and fight for every square inch of this land, every part of this land. We were not exploded into existence by volcanoes. We were not spewed out in fire and lava. Barbados, we were lifted. Barbados was pushed up from the very floor of the ocean. Scientists say one plate slid beneath another. That's what the scientists say. And from the depths of the Atlantic, soft stone was forced upward. Most of the older homes in Barbados made out of soft stone all around. So soft stone was forced upward, layer upon layer, until land broke the surface. What was hidden was now raised. What was buried was now revealed. What was unseen became a nation. That is not accident. That is not coincidence. That is purpose. And that is why we fight for every square inch of this country. Most of you went to Sunday school, and if you don't remember any story from the Bible, I know you remember the crossing of the Red Sea. Remember that? When the sea rolled up on two sides, right? And the children of Israel, the Bible said they walked through on dry land. It tells us that when the Israelites were trapped, Pharaoh behind them, the sea in front of them, God didn't remove the sea. He parted it, Barbados. A miracle happened. He parted it, if you believe that story. The waters rolled back. They rolled on the left and they rolled back on the right. And the people walked on ground that had been hidden underwater for centuries. They didn't swim out of bondage. They walked out. Did you hear that? On a seabed that had never seen feet before. And Barbados, our home, was formed the same way. Let that sink in. And that's why I say, with pride and dignity, we will fight for every square inch of this place. If you're with me, put your thumbs up in the comment section. The floor of the sea, guys, was lifted. God did not just save a people. He reshaped the earth to make a way. Do you see it? Barbados is not just an island. Barbados is a testimony. We were not born from destruction. We were born from deliverance. We were not blasted upward. We were pushed upward. The same God who moved oceans for Israel moved tectonic plates for Barbados. That's why even the scientists say that it's a unique space. Barbados is unique. It's there. I'm not making it up. You just have to search. You will see the word unique. That's what the geologists say. He moved tectonic plates for Barbados. You feeling special yet? He did not create us in fire. He created us in emergence. From beneath pressure, from beneath weight, from beneath darkness, we were formed by lifting. By lifting. People ask, why Barbados? It's so small. Why all these great things happening with Barbados? It's so small. And some people ask, why so much tension here? Why the elites are so interested in Barbados? Why the elites are interested? They come and they're interested. They want the whole town. They want. We're not told that Bridgetown is not. It's going to look like Dubai on steroids. That's what the developer said. The prime minister said Dubai. They're about to change this way. What is it? What they want? Is it that they see something else? They see something that we don't see? Why so much pressure on the people? Why are they desiring to push us inward, inland? Why so much pressure on the people of Barbados? You know why? Because what is raised from the deep always carries a deep assignment. Because the earth remembers, the land remembers being lifted. Barbados today, you've got to come, you have to lift yourself. You have to lift yourself. When the land carries a memory of deliverance, there will always be resistance to its people. The scientists, they say Barbados is one of those islands, and I don't know if there's another one like this. It keeps rising. It's not permanent. It keeps rising. Do you understand? There's force and there's tension. If it's going to keep rising, there's force and tension, and that is what is happening. So in our spirits, we have to rise. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep going up. We can't be complacent, Barbados. Geologically, we keep rising. There is force, there is tension. They say the air on the East Coast, if you go and you do research, is among the cleanest in the world. Did you know that? The air on the East Coast, not because we're rich here, not because we're powerful, but because the Atlantic winds still breathe on us. The people used to come to places like Catawash and bury themselves in the sand for healing. I didn't even know this. It was a white woman in New York who actually told me that. That people came to Barbados for healing, like physical healing, and they would come put the sand all over their bodies. They didn't come for luxury. They came for restoration. George Washington came here sick and left healed. This land doesn't only grow sugar, it grows strength. And now look at what is happening. The people are being pushed away from the shores. This thing that's happening at Savvy is about the people. It's about us being pushed away from the shores, moving us inland, disconnected from the sea. They're doing it from Holton, St. James, all along the coast, disconnecting us from the sea. But the sea is not our enemy. The sea is our origin. We came from the sea. They're trying to remove us from what reminds us of who we are. We were pushed up from the sea, from the floor of the sea. But they're seeking to remove us, disconnect us from the sea, from our origin. But you cannot take the sea out of a people raised from water. So today I declare, just as God rolled waters for Israel, he will roll systems for Barbados. Just as God turned seabed into a highway, he will turn obstacles into opportunity. Just as he brought a nation through the sea, he will bring a nation through this season. We're not buried, I tell you. I keep telling you, we're not buried. We are rising. The geologists say that. Barbados is rising every day scientifically. That's what the science says. The scientists say. We are not forgotten. We are remembered. The fact that we keep rising, we are remembered. We're not broken. We're being positioned. So tonight, my prayer is, God of the Red Sea, God of the deep waters, God who raised the land from the ocean floor. This day, remember Barbados. Remember the fishermen, remember the mothers, remember the workers, remember the children, dear God. You lifted this island from beneath the sea. Lift us up again beneath fear, corruption, despair, and confusion. Where the land has been restricted, break it open, O God. Where the people have been displaced, restore them. Where hope has been buried, may you raise it. Just like the seabed became a road, let Barbados become a testimony. We were raised once, and we will rise again. Amen. 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 Please share. Please like. Please share. Listen, if what is happening here cannot bring us together as Barbadians, black, white, Indian, whatever shade it is. Because to me, race is a social construct, really. We are all one people. If this cannot bring us together, I don't know what else will. Every square inch of Barbados, very important. Okay, so I know you're leaving soon, right? Yes, so I have with me, and it's live TV. So yeah, you could actually do it with that one. You could do it with that one, but you're gonna have to go a little. Yes, okay. So give us a few minutes. You can go ahead and set up. We have some young people here. They've joined me, and in the meantime, Dave, you want to play? We could play a little bit of what we did earlier on Savvy on the Bay. If we could, that would be wonderful. Yeah. So we're setting up to get going. And so shall it be, somebody says. So shall it be. Yes, paper trails, good evening. Thanks for being here. Folks, I want to thank God for people like Sonny, who wasn't born here and is fighting for every inch of Barbados. Hi, Sonny. I see you in the comment section there, guys. Are we sharing? We must fight. We must fight. This is too important for us not to do that. We must fight. Good night, Iretha. Good night, Flo Joe. Yes, good night, Teroni. BAJAN Boy, good night. Judith Jilts, good night. Matthew, good night. Teroni, good night. Have we liked and shared? We need to. It's a fight that we're involved in, and we're going to need you to like and share. Hi, Keith Moore. Yes. Okay, so let's watch a little bit of what is happening here. Let's play a few minutes of that.
On the Bay, we're here, and we are going live. This is Marcia Weekes, and we are coming to you live from Savvy on the Bay. This is actually where we are going to be broadcasting from tonight, because there seemed to be a compulsory acquisition of this place, and this is pretty unfortunate. As you can see, this is a space that is very well used by tourists and locals alike. So we're here. You see the sign here, Savvy on the Bay. So this is where we are at right here. And as you can see, this is Savvy on the Bay, serving the community already. And the government is seeking to compulsory acquire this place that is ready. You have all of these businesses that are here. This is Cutters. That's here. Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine.
You're getting some cutters?
Yes,
You,
yes.
you like you.
I saw the recording. I said, who's this reporter? And I
You like coming?
Well, that's just a little bit of Savvy and the Bay. I came earlier this evening and tried to, to do uh some recording while it was bright so that you can actually see. I see some people have come down. So these are some of our people came down. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to get some chairs and have you here. No, but we have people who have come down to join us, and somebody here on my left, but we have someone right there in the car park right now. Oh, that's wonderful. That's one of our young people there, and I know he comes to Savvy and the Bay. Let's see if we can hear him.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Hi, Ramon. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I am doing great as well. I'm here. Listen, Kevin bought me a drink.
So, yes.
What's the name of this drink, Kevin? You have no idea?
That's what they bought.
You know what? Come over, Kevin. Come over a little bit. Kevin, right. So Ramon, I know once you heard of this, come in a little bit more, Kevin. Once you heard of this tonight, Ramon, you heard about it today, and you instantly, I was sleeping, and then you sent me a message quickly. Tell me about why did you send the message so quickly to me?
Well, the reality, and I'm just going to say good night to all the viewers. You would usually see me doing a lot of smiling and exchanging pleasantries, but I really and truly I cannot do so, and I will not be doing so because of the situation at Stabi on the Bay. And now we would have had the Young Democrats would have had a fantastic weekend on Sabi and Libya. And even before that, young people would come and enjoy themselves. They would enjoy the food. They would enjoy the creative acts, the DJs, and so forth, the beach, especially. I know we're hearing that the government has compulsory, well, they're looking to compulsory uh, take the land from the people. And then you need to think as well too about the small business people who will be losing their bread and butter. So these are the issues that it has me a little, well, not little, very, very sad tonight. Hearing the news that this is happening in Barbados.
Yes. And I remember when you were there, and this is the news here in case people think that we're making it up. Some business owners concerned as a possible compulsory acquisition looms over Sabi on the Bay. So this is what came on the radio today.
That is
But
correct.
Ramon, and Kevin as well. I remember as I'm here sitting down talking with you guys, I'm remembering Miss Ram.
Yes.
Remember Miss Ram?
Yes.
And remember Miss Ram? And the same thing was done to Miss Ram, and what they did. The same thing was done with Miss Ram, and they gave the land to another developer to set up a hotel. I know Ramon has to leave early. So Ramon, what are your thoughts about that? Do you see any similarities with what has occurred here, or what they're trying to do here to what happened to Miss Ram?
Yes. And again, one of my concerns, the young people. I mean, again, they come and they enjoy all the pleasantries of Savvy on the Bay, and it keeps a lot of young people. I mean, the reality of it is there's no excuse for crime and violence, but at this facility, it keeps a lot of young people out of trouble. And then the other situation is that, again, the small businessman, once again, will be hurt by this decision. The small businessman will be hurt, and the small business in this location will be hurt. So, I am extremely concerned about the situation. And to be honest with you, we need some answers. We need to get some answers from the government where this is concerned. This is not good enough, Marcia. It is not.
It is not good enough. You know,
It,
when we were here, we saw a lot of young people on the Sunday.
of course,
Because there's, locals, a lot of locals use the area.
of course.
It's not something where, they have these 5-star hotels and, all inclusive, and then, the local people can't use it. It's a space. I don't know if Dave could run some of the video that I did earlier without the audio, just to show how the space is used. Because sometimes people think that is a tourist place, but it's really not. It's not really a tourist place. Do you come here a lot, Ramon?
I do. I do. When actually was first developed, I was one of the first people actually here enjoying the food because I am a foodie, no doubt about it. So I would have come here and I would enjoy the food, and I did notice a lot of young local people, young local people, and what struck me as well too, which I'm extremely interested in, the small businessman, the small businesses within the compound. Again, you know, it's going to hurt the small businesses. It's going to hurt the young creators because people come here as well to perform. Young
Mm,
creators, they come here to perform. So, Marcia, we need some answers. Barbados needs some answers. The young people, they need some answers about this decision. They really do.
yes, yes. And before you go, Ramon, because I know you have another event that you're going to. What should people do? Because at this time we don't know what is going to happen to all of these businesses. They are concerned. They're asking what's going to happen to me. I spoke to people who are working here and they don't know what is going to happen. So we're for sure we're calling for transparency. But what would you want to say to the young people of Barbados?
Um, well, first, let me just say, and as you mentioned, where businesses are concerned, a gentleman mentioned that he has 11 young people now. He would have to, explain to them, that he wouldn't be able to employ them anymore. So that's possibly 11 young families are being hurt by this decision. And I would want to just let the young people know that we will listen to you. We hear you and we will advocate constantly on your behalf where this situation is concerned. We will not rest until we get answers for you. You deserve answers. You matter. You, as you are now. So stay firm, stay strong. There will be some light at the end of the tunnel where this situation is concerned. Do not
Yes,
give up. That's
yes.
what it was.
Yes, thank you so much, Ramon. Thank you, and seeing you there. I remember when you guys had the event here and how
Of
everybody
course,
just had a great time, and there was just so many local people
of course,
walking up and down, eating from Jerk City, as you can see there.
of course.
Those are some of the businesses here, very, very active, very, very lively
Indeed,
place.
indeed.
Yeah, yeah, and this is wonderful. I believe Mr. Kinch has done a fantastic job with this place. Ramon, thank you so much. Thanks
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. Thank you, viewers. Good night.
Yes, good night. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kevin.
Well, me with this entire situation, I remember not too long ago, I was quite young as well, but I remember going to school. I remember doing social studies,
Mhm.
learning about politics. And one thing that the teachers drilled into my mind at a young age was as a political leader, you are a public servant.
Mm,
That word isn't really used often nowadays. If you remember, a public servant, your job is basically to serve the public.
mm,
And in terms of serving the public, you need to find out what the public wants
yes.
before you make decisions. Your decision should be based on what the public wants.
Mhm.
I find that is just a thing from my past now. That is like, I don't know if you ever heard about the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
It's become like a figment of my imagination, apparently.
Mhm.
I don't know why it is that the current administration is trying to dictate the pace of every business around right now,
Mhm.
and it really baffles me. And I just really hope that small situations like this, I call it small, but it's a very serious situation.
Mhm.
I really hope that the public would take time to,
Yeah.
question certain things. Why is it so easy for the administration to just make decisions without public consent and think that everything is okay? That is my question with this entire situation. So myself, as you said, transparency, I am still looking for transparency. I am still looking to understand what is the rationale behind what's going on, because Savvy Holiday has been around for quite some time. And
you frequent here?
I do. I truly do. Like, this is a comfort zone for me. This is a comfort zone.
Why? What about it?
Because it is for the locals. The prices, the atmosphere, the vibe,
Yes.
like, everything is so comfortable that you can just come here, spend a day, and even though you're a local, you don't feel as though you are an outcast or stepping out to your comfort zone. So that's what I really love about here, comfort, to be honest. And I really am waiting for someone to really come to explain to us why. So here's not a place that is known for violence. It isn't a place that carries lewd, anything out of the way. So why all of a sudden we think the government needs to take over it? And what's so funny for me is that just drawing an example, or what do you want to call it? Like, we trying to take over some place like Sabi.
Yes.
Yet still, certain public sector departments, like for instance, the transportation board, we giving it away. We try to privatize it, but you want to take over something like this. If you do not have the time and the money to do certain things, why do you believe that you have the time and the money to do something like this? Why are you trying to disrupt something that is going on and being so comfortable and so fluent right now? Like, why? So something is contradicting itself. So that's the question and concern that I have to this entire situation.
Yes. And that's a very good point you're raising there. And another thing is that it has been said, you know, what was said in the news is that they are compulsory acquiring the place because they want to set up a car park. They wanna do food stalls and access to the beach. But does that sound straight to you? Because you come here all along. You come here
park up there in the car park. There are already food stalls, and there's public access to the beach.
Can you go and show us that? Can you show us that? Because I don't understand. I have Janine is there on the other camera.
So that's why I say I think I'm lacking the transparency. There's something that maybe I may be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I may be wrong. Maybe there's something that I am missing. But I would love for someone to really explain to me in detail why. Why? That's just a question. Why? What's the purpose?
Right, because you just said we parked in the car park, and we're going to show you the car park right now. It should be filled with cars because it's a busy place. And I'm going to ask, and we can, you know, what I like about here is how they accommodate locals, because it's actually a place. It's one of the beautiful spots where, like oysters, where you see a mixture with the local people and the tourists. It has a feeling that the tourists are kind of coming into our space. Don't you get that?
It is true.
Right?
It is very true. But
It's that kind of environment where you feel like the tourists, they are coming in to our space, right? And on a Sunday, you will see enough teeny bubbles out there, right? And you see how wide even you have full access to the beach, but there is a wide space, wider than the road, the regular road.
Yes.
That they have, you know, and they open the bathrooms for the, you know, you have clean bathrooms.
That even though it is not known as a tourist destination, what Savi does that I really, really appreciate is they try to give you a tourist feel. For instance, you know about the glass bottom boat and the boat trips that they do daily?
No, I didn't know about
you didn't know that? Daily, they do these trips on the boats where you go, and if you don't know the price, I would ask persons to come in here and find out the price because it's so affordable. They make everything so affordable for locals that you can really spend a day and experience Barbados. Really experience Barbados from the perspective of a tourist, but at a very, very reasonable cost.
And that's why I say it somehow it feels as though it's something that's made for us, but the tourists are there. When you come here, you feel like they are enjoying it too.
Yeah.
And I think they like that. You know, it's very natural and very, you know. So right now we see tourists walking around, but then you see local people, you know, as well. You know, hi, good night. You're enjoying it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit quiet tonight. Yeah. But
Because you haven't been before. So.
it's your first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
how's it been for you so far?
Signal stack. So it's a bit, we want to know the Caribbean vibe. It's a
Oh,
bit, signal stack is a bit too British, a bit too.
Right, to say that is a little bit more, right, but this is more, what we can do is go over the other side.
Yes.
There's lots of people on the
Where
other
the bar
side.
is different.
Yes, and you will see more of the locals.
Yes.
Yes, and they have a bar there and so on.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's cool, stalls there, everything. Just,
Yeah,
if
when
you
you
want,
go
I can
there-
take you over as soon
Yeah,
as
you
we're
want to
done.
walk them over and come back. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
I will
he's
do
gonna
that.
show you
Nice.
where you from.
Wales.
You're
Wales?
from Wales. Oh, wonderful. Are you first time to Barbados?
Yes.
Oh, enjoy. The people, right?
They didn't stop on the road.
And you came down here because you want to be with the locals.
Yes, that's right.
And you see that they came to Savvy on the Bay to be with the locals.
That's
folks.
right. We went to Bridge Train. That was great. We sat with the locals. We had a drink.
Yeah, that's what you like.
Yeah.
But would you believe they're trying to remove the locals from out of the town and put us in inland, away from you all?
No.
Wait for the tourism.
Yeah, they don't want us to mix with the
No,
tourists.
that's we come over for a Caribbean vibe.
You
Yeah,
can't
we
Caribbean.
go to the music.
Right, well, the way they're trying to put these high-rise, it's gonna kill it off, right? That's not it. It's gonna spoil it because it's in St. Lawrence that is actually more tourists.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
so
And
it's
you-
like touristy.
But you came down to Savvy on the Bay
Yeah,
and
more
have
local,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like home.
Yes.
Spain,
it's
like
Spain,
Spain.
Benidorm.
Benidorm. It's Spain. Oh, you don't like it, but you're gonna enjoy here. So you want to
All
take
right,
it,
I'll get
make
them
sure
over.
we take it to the get it to the bathroom and then move you. All right.
You want to say hi to
Yes.
the public of Barbados, by any chance?
You want to
Just
say
hi to
hello?
the public of Barbados?
Yeah, they're watching. You want to
Yeah.
say hi? Yeah.
Come to Barbados.
Yeah.
We love it. We want to live
People
for
are
life.
lovely.
That's good.
All right.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Wonderful.
All right.
Yes. Yes. We're telling people about the beautiful place and trying to get the government to allow them to do what we're doing
Yeah.
here.
That's right.
What the owner is
We
doing.
much prefer the Caribbean vibe, but we want to mix with the locals.
You want to mix with the
Yes,
locals
we
and you
do.
prefer the Caribbean
We
vibe.
do.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
what we want.
Yes.
That's why we travel to 18 hours.
You travel 8.5 hours for that.
That's right.
Right. Nothing else. Let me show them your pretty face there.
Hello.
All right.
The Caribbean vibe.
You want the Caribbean vibe. Well, you heard it from the tourists. All right. Good night, guys. Enjoy. Okay. You look lovely. Folks, I am telling you, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. And every time you speak with the tourists, they are saying to us here, all of us here in Barbados, because this is our country, that we want to mix with the locals. Now, when you look at what they're doing, a lot of the plans that they have, they're very high-rise hotel, 9-story hotel. Remember in Old Town, that's what they plan to put up, a 9-story hotel. That's a fact. And that is what the people in Old Town, what they're fighting. That's not just the whole town, the whole of Barbados. That's what we're all fighting against. Right? We want to preserve Barbados the way that it is. We want people to come, they come and they enjoy it. And tonight, I am telling you, we are fighting for every square inch of Barbados. They have plans to make Barbados like Dubai. And in making Barbados like Dubai, a place like Savvy on the Bay, where so many locals come to, guess what? That's not in the plan. Because if they say they want it for a car park, they say they want it for access to the beach, and they want to put up food stalls. That's already happening. Think about it. So it's a matter of who is creating the food stalls, because the BAJAN man has already done it. He has already provided more than access. to the beach and the bathrooms. If you come here to use the bathroom, to go to the beach, you can go and change in the bathroom. Nice showers in there, very well done, very rustic. They allowed it to remain rustic. So ask yourself the question, exactly what is it that they want? Okay, so we have Janine is out there. Dave, let me bring her in. Janine is out there. Let me bring Janine in. And Janine is showing us the car park. That's the car park, right, Janine?
Yes, it's in the car park for Savvy on the Bay. Good night to loyal opposition.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Janine. Thank you. Oops, let's do that again. So let me make sure that we can see you there. What's happening? What's happening there? Not. Oh,
Can you
yes.
see me?
Yes, I'm seeing you for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is one side of the car park. I'm not even to the other side of the car park as yet. This is only one side.
Mm-hmm. And it's very big.
Yeah. There are actually three parts of the car park. So, and then I'm going to show you down here as well. You can also come down here to park your cars as well. This side, where you see persons walking.
Mm-hmm.
So persons can park. All here is parking space.
So Janine, what is it you think the government wants then? Because the car park is already there. What do they want to do?
I think it's just simply for another person to just acquire it that is their friends personally. Because look at all of this space for the car park. I'm not even done showing you guys the full car park as yet. So it's just for somebody, maybe allegedly the Afreximbank at first, that's what people were saying it was for. So officially sign off the deal. And look, this is another set of the car park here. So here, this actually so when you come through the entrance of Savvy. And this is another side of the car park here as well. So you can see there are three different places where you can park your car.
Yeah. Wow. Somebody online saying there seems to be a like a backroom deal now being implemented, a quid pro arrangement without the knowledge or input of citizens. Something is going on here that this is why we're asking questions tonight. Because we don't know, Janine. We're asking questions. Continue.
Yes. All right. So even from being here tonight, earlier when I was even out here with Ramon before, seeing people walking through, I'm going to head down to that side right now so that Barbadians can see, not that you were just videoing this evening, but the live action that is happening here currently at Savvy on the Bay at the moment, where it's very quiet. People are minding their business, just coming down here to maybe chill after a long week of work, to just relax themselves and look at the persons. Look at how down here is.
Yes.
People are just having a chill time, purchasing their food.
And this is what's happening right now. Look at the number
Right
of
now.
locals, the number of locals that are here.
Yeah, mixing with the tourists. The tourists are also here as well. But it's more locals here tonight that I'm seeing.
Now, this is where we need the transparency, because again, the government, based on what the news report says, Janine, the government is saying that they are going to do food stalls. Do you see food stalls down there?
Yes, most certainly. We have the evidence right here. So many food stalls on both sides, on your left and on your right.
Give us some of the names of the food stalls that you're seeing.
Yeah, so let me start from the top. So over here, you guys can see bar cutters. And then this bar cutters there, then is Terry's food truck. Over on this side, we have Ali's Desserts over here. And then there's an ice cream parlor right over here. They're also doing some popcorn and stuff like that. And then we have Salt and Smoke over here. This is blue. Then there's Taco Dan over there, the famous Taco Dan, where a lot of persons come to. Young people mostly like this, the Taco Dan thing. And then there is Caribbean cuisine. I'm going into some music now, so I'm not sure if you guys will hear me clearly, but it's Caribbean cuisine here.
Go ahead until we tell you. We can't hear you.
And then there's 1107 right here. There's also thick grill right here. I actually love the kebabs from there. They're really nice.
Oh yeah, you buy the kebab?
Yeah, the kebabs.
No,
And then
you're seeing a lot of locals there as well, right?
yeah,
Locals and
yeah. And
tourists.
then there's Jerk City, and then there's the bar over there, and the music.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
there you have Kevin walking around with some tourists.
Yes, Kevin. That's Kevin there making sure the tourists are good and giving them
Yeah,
some
but
good
it's
service.
mostly locals here tonight. Hardly any tourists. Mostly you see them at the beach side or something in the daytime. But tonight, on the night times, I find even when we come down here to Lime, it's normally more locals in the nighttime.
Yes. No, I'm hearing that it's too loud. Can you turn down a little for us? Listen, I am hearing that what I'm hearing is that somebody just said here that there's a press release issued that the government says to business owners operating at Savvy on the Bay that it has no intention of seizing or interrupting their operations. So what is that saying? That they just want to change owners? They just want to, so therefore they're determined that they're just going to victimize Mr. Lynch. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, but today, based on the Starcom news, it said it would be under new ownership. Maybe if you can get that clip to play for the Barbadian people to actually hear it, I think that would be great.
Yeah, I'm dead if you can find the news release there. Because it says here that the government says to business owners operating on Savvy on the Bay that it has no intention of seizing or interrupting their operations. So you're telling me then that here is somebody running a very lucrative business. It's his land. And I think that makes it even worse. You are just going to pick it up and do the same thing that this person is doing. What's the point of that? I thought that this country you should be, encouraging entrepreneurship. What would be the point of it?
I guess we can see it's just a gimmick at the end of the day that we are seeing here happening in Barbados because you're taking it away from someone, a Barbadians, to say that it will be under new ownership to do the same thing. I don't believe that. I think that is there's something to say that because at first you were saying that it was for a car part, but no, you're just gonna add in these things to make it seem like you still care about the people. I think it's a pretending game. I think it's a trick in all of this. And I don't think there's nothing more that the government can show, from all of the walkbacks in parliament to this now. And they maybe thought that once that, they put it forward and then the time had passed. And Barbadians saying, sometimes to just let things slide by for that quick time period, brought it back at this time. And we think that people would have forgotten what they said before. But no, we can't forget what you said before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, if it is that they're saying that small business can stay, so it is then you are therefore the owner, the present owner, is who you want to victimize and to
Correct.
unfair and to steal from. They want to steal this man's land from him, and that is not right. To give it, so it's the same thing that happened with Miss Ram.
Correct.
Were you aware of? Are you aware of what happened to Miss Ram, Anthony?
Yes, actually, let me turn the camera to myself so you can see me. Yes. Yes, I
Yes.
am aware what would have happened to Miss Rahman. I don't think that she was ever compensated, so they can be corrected. But I
No,
don't
she's
think
not
that
been
Miss Ram was ever
compensated.
compensated for her land there where the liquidation center was. And could this happen to Savio on the Bay? I mean, when I'm coming back over to you, I'm gonna show the yes where because this is only one part of Savi. There's the beach. I want to say on here tonight that you must recognize that the beach is not closed off to anybody. This is not going to be the whole Saint. The guy wanted to block off in St. Joseph and had to get a whole court order first and want to allow us to go to the beach. People come down here, walk through here. My nieces come down here from time to time. Go to the beach. People just it's just a plus. It's just like
Yeah.
you're going to Rotley Beach and you have to go across the road to purchase some Jafet. Right here, it's just different. You'll be able to purchase from a lot of different local people. There's some people from the Caribbean here as well. You guys said that you wanted the immigration, the migration bill to pass. Remember when you were allowing persons on
Yes.
October 1st? So all of this is happening right here at Savio on the Bay. So maybe he should have been the minister then because he was allowing all people from the Caribbean to be here and to startup businesses to be able to hire persons maybe from their country and also locals as well.
Yeah. As somebody is saying that what therefore is the national need to forcefully acquire lands. One of the things that they say that they want to do is to provide beach access. Janine, can you show the people that road it's wider than the road, just beside where you had that event? As you're entering to the left of that, you will see that wide. Can you show us that?
Yeah, that's no problem. Just guys, just ask them. Just be mindful of the noise. There's some noise over here because it's a DJ.
Yes,
so I'm
right.
gonna let you.
Yeah, we're hearing you quite good.
Okay.
So she's going to show you, folks, where the people walk to the beach. So the access that they already have, and they're saying that that's one of the reasons that they're acquiring it. They have to they got to tell us something more.
Right.
More. Yeah. Show us.
Yeah, so here's the entrance. They could have walked through where it was with the full stalls. As when I go straight through, nobody's blocking access from there. But there's also another road here as well. If you don't want to walk through the full stalls and you just want to head straight on to the beach. So here's another entrance right here. You just walk straight through and you head to the beach as well. So it's straight down here.
Yes. And it's so much wider than a lot
Yeah, it's so much wider. Yeah,
because actually, they have there that's completely dedicated to walking to the beach. But even where I am right now, you can walk through and go to the beach.
Right, where you are, yeah, you can even walk to the beach. There's many access to the beach. No place is blocked off. Even when you're walking through by the food court. Actually, if I point over to this side, you can still see the stalls. Over that side, here's the bar. You can even walk through there to get to the beach. But here, I'm coming closer right now to the beach. So I hope you guys can still hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. So, and here we are directly onto the beach at this point right now. Right.
Yes.
And so here we are.
Yes. Okay. Right. So we're seeing, look at that, right to the beach. And there's so many, that's not the only access, the entire property.
The entire property. Right.
Okay.
I think that is most important to note, Marcia, that the entire property is accessible to the beach. Not only that road that I took, because some people might say that out of context.
Yes, they might think that he created just that little pathway to the beach, but the entire.
No, but let me show them again, because even right here where you're walking from the bar, you can even come around and go to the same road that I went to. Even that side, you can go to the beach from there as well.
So they have the whole property, several places.
Yeah. Even from here, even where I'm coming over here will be called Eden on the sea, and you can get to the beach from this side as well. Where the lovely famous Barbados sign that everybody comes to take pictures.
And they have to remember as well, how this place was like a dump, wasn't it? Look how beautiful this place is.
Yeah, how beautiful it is. Yeah. There's another restaurant here that they have if you want to dine.
Right. So if you want to dine, then you can dine there. So basically, it is that Kevin is here with me again. It seems like somebody's asking, is this a personal vendetta against Mr. Kinch? Because if they want to do the same thing he's doing, what is the point?
I really can't answer that question right now. That would just be speculation, and I prefer transparency, as I was saying earlier, and I don't want to say anything on the truth. So as more information develops, I guess we'll really understand what is
exactly what is going on, because it's not making any sense.
It truly is not.
Yeah.
You're asking to take over the place to do exactly what he's doing. Why? You say you don't have enough resources, you don't have enough manpower to take on certain tasks, but somehow this one seems to be of benefit to you.
Yeah, repeat that point you were making before. You made a powerful point earlier.
When it was comparing it to the transition between making the Barbados Transportation Board privatized, but it's supposed to be a public sector venture, and now somehow you do not have, as I said, the manpower or the financial means to take on certain tasks, but for some reason you believe that this is one that you should make a public sector venture. Something just, as I say, is not really matching up to me.
Yes.
So that's why I'm just trying to be really cognizant of my words right now, because as I say, I am so lost as to everything that is going on right now. And I'm just waiting for more information to really understand what is the necessity for all of this.
For all of this. So hang on to that point. Janine, what are you showing us there?
Right, so this here that I'm showing you guys is where persons normally come to take pictures at Savion Bay. Is with the word Barbados on it, Savion Bay at the bottom. But on it, funny enough, is different things that we see here. Like the flying fish, turtles. So different things of what persons will see. Kevin was talking about earlier, the what cruises that they have on a daily basis. So I just wanted guys to see that they do represent Barbados on a whole.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Janine. If you can find any, Janine, anybody there, see if you can find any of the owners of the kiosks.
Yes.
There are even people who are patrons who might want to talk to us, and then let us know. But someone is saying here, let's read some of the comments. Let's see. It was Noel. Noel is saying that he thinks that we need to have a petition. And the petition should be for transparency on Savvy. Transparency on Savvy. Because listen, the government is a government.
Yeah.
Right? And they might be doing this for a good reason, but we don't know.
Exactly. That's my issue. That I'm trying to be very careful of my words, because I do not know. We do not know. And the funny thing about me saying this is that the government pride themselves on transparency, yet still we are in the dark. Nothing is transparent right now. Everything is quite opaque. Like, we're just looking and we are blindsided right now. And I really am waiting to see if something happens out of the blue for someone to say, oh, well, this is happening for this particular reason. As we said, it could be beneficial to us. It may not be. But if it is beneficial to us, why should we be so clouded right now? That is my concern. Why is everything so clouded right now? And normally the only time you cast glitter into a person's eyes is, especially during a magic trick, is for confusion. Yeah? To take your mind off of something else. So I'm just waiting. Again, I'm trying to be very careful of my words, but I'm just waiting for when this transparency transpires.
So we know what is going on. Yes. How many of you out there believe that we need to start a petition asking for transparency? Is that right?
Yes, it is. Shower the blessings.
That's the thing. We're on the outside. I'm sure Janine is going to come in very soon. And if it comes this way, we're going to have to push the table a little bit. Yeah. But it's live TV, guys. You can see the raindrops out there. You feeling anything, Kevin? Slightly, but nothing to shout about. Yeah. Yeah. So we're fine. We're fine right now. Yeah, the breeze is lovely.
I actually enjoy it, to be honest. It's a short of blessing.
Yes. Yes. Edwin Price is saying live. Teroni, I think we need to move then. I think we need to move. So we're going to go up a little bit. We're going to have to guys, it's live TV, so we're going to go in a little bit. We're going to go in a little bit from the rain. We're going to go in a little bit. We're moving up, folks. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's reading the comments. Yeah. You want to read the comments, Kevin?
I'm really enjoying it.
What Pedro said?
Like this.
Which one? This one?
Someone needs to ask the government to clarify the statement. Starcom should have done real journalism and lead us, not to speculate.
Right, not lead us to speculate. Folks, are you liking and sharing? This is an important thing, and one of the things that we noticed today, Dave and I noticed, is that the algorithm, there are people that all of a sudden, they have periods where they don't report us, and then there are periods that they report. Okay. So what happened is that the channel is shadow banned. Okay. So our channel is
Oh.
right now is shadow banned, so that you
It'll be
know
hard for persons
hard
to
for
find it.
people
Yeah.
to find the channel. Because I'm finding that even my Facebook is doing moving faster now than this. Okay. That after, as people are watching, so I think that we need to make sure that we are liking.
Commenting and sharing. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Like, comment, and share.
Yes.
Just let us spread the word, guys. Let us continue the conversation, because the more persons involved, the more information we can get to hand with, and the more we can share our concerns as well.
Yes. Are you hearing us clearly? Are we being heard? Yes. People saying petition. Yes, petition. Somebody get thumbs up for Jacqueline says definitely Marcia, because it means BAJANs will not. What happened to that? Definitely Marcia. It means BAJANs will not have anything in Barbados. How are BAJANs going to make a living with all businesses in investor hands? Which I want to talk to. I don't know. Did you see the show we did last? Today's Friday, on Wednesday, with the 3 young men who they were laid off from MTW, and they have not been able to find meaningful employment since. They have been put as contract workers, and these guys, and we're going to show a little bit of them tonight, because there's a connection with this story and that story, because it seems like the government is against Barbadians, local people, because Mr. Kinch is a local Barbadian. But this seemed to be it, as we said, we don't know. But who is it? All of here is being developed by foreign developers.
Yeah.
We might have Mr. We have Maloney up the road there, but the same Afreximbank, they have given them money.
Yeah.
He's gotten a loan from Afreximbank. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's so much things really baffle me when it comes to this current administration. There was a slogan during the last campaign where we were saying that she cares. She cares. Everybody was running, she cares. We're all family and all, she cares. But over the last 4 years, to be honest, I have come to the, again, personal opinion. Personal opinion.
And that's fine. You're okay to say your personal opinion.
Where I realized that the current administration isn't concerned about the well-being of the locals, basically. Where we trying to put on a face for our foreign investors. We trying to look good internationally. But in terms at home, we are not studying our people. And my issue with that, my main issue with that is that right now, tourism is our #1 foreign reserve exchange right now. And then we have to depend on tourism mainly because, unfortunately, Barbados doesn't have the resources to export. Yeah, so we can't really bring in any money. So our GDP really comes from the money that Barbadians spend, and the money that the tourists bring to our country. Then you sell parts of Barbados to foreign entities.
Yes.
What happens is that we get a one-time payment for that entity.
Yeah.
After that, all the money that entity makes, because it's owned by a foreign entity, is then taken from Barbados.
Yes.
So then it's not doing anything for Barbados. So that one-time payment, that no payment that the no administration is taking is not going to benefit us, our children, our children's children later on, because you know what, that company now is not bringing anything into Barbados. It's more taking from Barbados than anything. That is one of my main concerns. Secondly, if we do not care about the persons here, tourists come to our country, yes, for the sand, sea, and the beaches. Those are the regular tourist destination and products. Unfortunately, right now in the internationally, down to Saudi Arabia,
yes,
they are trying to compete with that for the tourist industry. So they are preparing, even in Saudi Arabia, they have the beaches, the sand and sea, the everything.
Yes.
But unfortunately, Barbados is so small and so limited that, you know what, the bigger persons can do so much more, offer so much more for the tourists. So the only thing that we have to compete with would be our customer service, with our friendliness,
Right. Good
and
point.
what's not. But imagine you living in a country and you can't afford to pay your own bills. You can't afford to buy proper food. You can't afford to do all of these things. You're not going to be happy. And if you are not happy, how can you make other people happy? I.e., again, the tourists. How can we give the tourists that friendly service, that fancy smile, and everything? You know, how can we do that if we are not genuinely happy? So, yes, you're trying to entertain the international world, but if we are not feeling satisfied on the inside, how can we, you know, exude that to other persons? How can we show other persons, you know, welcome to Barbados and all that, when we are not really feeling it because we are not getting it for ourselves? So at the end of the day, then when we can't do that for the same tourists, which is our main resource right now, our main resource is tourism, when we can't do that for the tourists, what is going to happen? The tourists may come this one time, again, this no time, this one time, they call it the no administration, will come this one time, and then one, time is on the right because things are so hard right now.
Yes.
Two, people are unhappy because they're going to work and working so hard. When they go in the supermarket alone, this is what I do with bills. Just in the supermarket, half my pay back on. So then
Wipe
I
the
can't
smile off
really
your
drop
face.
everything on. So then I cannot give to the tourists what you want me to give to the tourists. So then tourists will come this one time, and then after that, you know what? Barbados ain't all of that. They don't want to come
You're
anymore.
not feeling the
They
vibe.
don't want to sell it to their friends. And you know, word of mouth is the best form of communication and advertising to our marketing. So when we don't have that word of mouth going out there, that, you know, Barbados is totally number one, because people in Barbados are not happy because a guy tell himself, you know what, I can't find a job, so I can go out on the beach and I'm going to torment the tourists. I can take up the slippers. I don't want to rob them. Take up the slippers.
Yes.
Kind of simple as that. Just because of those little things, the tourists will say, hey, I had enough. I see Barbados, I know it is. I go on from there, ain't got nothing else. I'll let me go to Dubai. Just because, you know, Dubai may got more to offer. That means that our main source of income is going to disappear. When that disappears, you know what's going to happen? I don't know if you know, but right now Barbados is a lot of debt with almost all of the world, because all of the loans that we get that are supposed to be able to help us with our infrastructure and whatnot. But unfortunately, only particular roads getting fixed. But then when you go into the city and everything, nothing is going on.
Yes.
It's still the same old Barbados. So when all of this is going on, the tourists not coming, where is our income going to come from? Who is going to have to pay the burden of all of these loans? Who is going to have to hold up the weight of Barbados? It's us, the same persons that are being neglected right now. And that is my number two, but main concern in Barbados.
The neglect
right now.
of the people. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because guys, we are here live at Savvy on the Bay because of the proposal that Savvy that the government is put there in the media, that they are going to take this property, compulsory acquire this this property from Savvy on the Bay. And the reason that is given is for car park, and it's for public access to the beach, and it's to provide to create food stalls which already exist. And so we are doing this show from here because we're asking the government for some transparency, because we are here, we're seeing the car park, we're seeing the
Beach access.
beach
We are
access,
seeing the food stalls and the bars.
we're seeing the food stars on the
So
boat.
what needs to change?
So what is the change here? What's going on here? That's what we want to know. Dave, you have something there for me to hear? Go right ahead. You're playing something?
A huge inconvenience, as I'm a single mother of 5. My kids come here and we all help out just to survive another day. So we have no other income, basically. This is our life right here. We have a lot of tourists who find us on Instagram and Facebook and call before they actually come. So they're not only discovering us by coming here, they're discovering us before that, and then we actually invite them here. So it would be a huge inconvenience for them. We had to move from different locations previously, and while we were closed, before we reopened here, they were calling, and so it would definitely be a huge inconvenience.
It will affect us greatly because I have at least 11 staff, so I know that's 11 person out of a job, and that's my daily income for me and my family. Plus, I have a little daughter going to private school, so it's going to affect me real bad. I got a lot of customers looking forward every day for meals from me. It's a tourist friendly place. It's very tourist friendly.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. And we have to say that a press release was given that the government is saying that those who are already there, already set up and have a business there, that they will remain. So it is a shifting of hands, it seems. So we don't understand why is the government, this is the transparency we need.
Yeah.
Why is the government taking this thriving business to give it to somebody else? Who is this other person?
I'm not, if you could give me answers to that, I would really appreciate that.
Well, you're not saying it because I know you can't say, but you know what? We want to ask the government. As a question mark is on with my show, is the government stealing? I'm saying stealing this land because it's not your land to give it to Afreximbank across the street. Is this part of what was promised to them? And you now have to deliver. Did you promise this land that somebody else owns to the Afreximbank? They're called the Afreximbank. I don't know if you know, because they're setting up, but they're doing a hotel. Yeah, I think it's either a 9-story or 6-story hotel that is there. So they need this. This is what I am saying. And so I'm asking the government, it's a question. Are you taking the man's land away from him, pay him little and nothing for the land, to give it to the Afreximbank? You know what? One of the things, that's a question we want the government to answer. I know you're watching, so I need you to answer that. Are you stealing this land? It don't belong to you.
I saw a comment a bit earlier, something mini Trump.
I saw that too. I don't know if Dave can help me.
Thought about Venezuela that is going on currently, and this may sound like a joke to you, but this is something I've been saying for months, that the comparison between both our leaders seems to be so thin, so there's so much to go up on, like this body does that, but this body does the exact same thing. And as I say, I like to say that persons like to dictate what we are doing. I'm not saying anything outside of that, but they like to dictate everything that's going on without any sort of resistance or any sort of opposition. And I don't think that this is a place like Barbados where our father of independence fought for democracy so much, fought to make us independent, and then to see that all these years later, we going backwards instead of forward. Again, I'm trying to be very choosy with my words. I'm going
to call it as it is. I think that we have a Trump in the Caribbean right here. And my thing with us, a lot of us Caribbean people, we are quickly to point at this orange man and all the things that he's doing. And you don't see the black people that do in your country
same thing,
doing the exact thing to us. Because if this land, do you know that Mr. Kinch pays tax for here?
Yeah.
I do. He pays that tax for here.
And do everything as legal as possible. If you look at all the stuff out here, there are direct locals and everything. If you look at the persons who entertains, they're locals. Up to last month, 2 months ago, there were some young persons that came down here that wanted to use the area to do a little weekend forum. And he was so accommodating to these persons. And I say to myself, as I know you, Mr. Kinch himself is Caucasian gentleman.
Yeah, he's a white Barbadian, but he's a Barbadian.
But he's a Barbadian. And what he decided to do is
not even that, but he's a Barbadian.
Sorry, yes, he is a Barbadian. And what he decided to do is to stick out for the locals and make sure that anyone that comes in to ask for assistance in promoting himself and just using his space and things, that he's so accommodating. He does everything by the book. He makes sure that he crosses his T's and dots his I's. Like, I can't see why the Barbados government, again, I trying to stay
that's what we're asking. Transparent. But that's what we're asking for is transparency.
Why?
In this, because to us, it's not making any sense. Is it you have to ask, is this a personal vendetta? This man of people pays land taxes. And I want to say something. And those that are brought, I'm going to make a statement now. And if what I'm saying is not true, give me a call. 236-7000. I will come and correct it. But from my understanding and my research, I have found out something, Kevin, that the government, they went into Brock, however means, whether they use employees in there, I don't know how it was done. And they lowered the value of this property. Seriously? Look at what they're doing. They lowered the value. That is what I'm accusing them of. And if I am wrong, bring the facts. Fact check me. Come and fact check me. They lowered the value of this land because they plan to take it. They plan to take it and give Mr. Kinch little and nothing, next to nothing, lower than what he paid for it. Yeah. They want to give him, I'm not sure if it's lower, but little and nothing. I mean, all the development that he's done with the land. I don't know what
really made the place known as well. As you were saying earlier, about 30 minutes ago, I heard you saying to the public, before this was a dump. Everyone knows Bronx Beach. There was a little jetty over there. There was a little walkway that never had any maintenance on it. And like you just walked on a little rocky slope to come down here. And yeah, just beach. Little grass there, you know, just beach. If the sargassum comes up, such as life, it will stay there and everything.
Yes.
And that guy took his time, his blood, his sweat, his tears to develop this land to what it is right now.
Yeah.
Then for someone to come and say, hey, time to go.
You know, I want to ask the viewers, what does that sound like to you? If it is true from my understanding, and I'm saying to the government, come to us and tell us that I'm wrong. Tell Marcia Weekes that Marcia Weekes is wrong. Is it true that you lowered the value of this property inside Bra so that you could acquire it at a very low price? Is that true? And if that is what they really did, Barbados, what does that sound like to you? What does that sound like to you? What is the I mean, oh my God, what does that sound like to you, Kevin? Now I know you're being very careful, but if that, I'm asking the question. I'm not saying that I research it and that's what I found. But if that is true, what does it sound like to you? You have something. Let's put it, make it personal. You have something and somebody wants it. Okay? And they found a way to lower, they have the power. Okay? They have the power. So therefore, they found a way to lower the value of your car. Say you have a car, right? So that when you're ready to sell it, you can sell it above the value that, and they wanted it. They want it. I want to buy your car. I have the power to lower the value of your car. I go and I lower the value of your car in order to buy it from you at a low cost. What is that?
First thing that comes to my mind is extortion. Again, they can't say
extortion.
They can't say
no. It's what comes to mind. It's what are they extorting? Is this extortion, government? Are we involved in extortion? Do we have a Trump governing this country? Extorting the people of Barbados. And sometimes we say, you know, it's just a little man that they're extorting. But, you know, it's also those that have big businesses that are providing jobs that they don't like.
Correct.
that they don't
And
like.
this should be used as an example. If they can do this to someone who actually one has a name, who's actually employing people, who is, as society would declare, somebody, what will they do to anybody else?
Correct. Correct. Very good point. Let me see if Janine, are you there? Janine? Not hearing her. Janine, are you there? Not hearing her. But Dave, on that point, I want to remind the people of those guys. Dave, you have them. We want to break a little from Savvy, but it's still connected. And I would love you to hear these guys. These three guys, so those of you who remember, they were employed by MTW. They do the gabions. They do all, put the rocks on the side. You see the rocks in the baskets, and to protect from slippage, and from soil erosion, and from to secure the roads. And they do that kind of work, and they have been basically marginalized. And they, they're employing the Colombians, Chinese, Jamaicans, some of everybody except BAJAN.
You want to show a clip?
Yeah, Dave, you have that clip ready? Go right ahead, Dave. In the meantime, while he's doing that, some of the comments are there. All right, so this is the one you're showing, Dave, and not the one with the guy speaking? We want the one with the guy speaking. You need to show both. Okay. All right, go ahead.
And we wanted to, for the very first time, I believe, in the history of Barbados, we've decided to implement a transition program that would allow a number of these individuals the opportunity to enter into skills training program at the tertiary institutions, either at BVTB, across the SJPI, also to be able to be involved in agriculture through the Barbados Agricultural Development Corporation. And we have also been engaged with discussions with the private sector to see how we can transition them into a number of other sectors as well.
So I put them for plumbing, and I was learning plumbing, but I don't want to get the certificate. But the guy at the skill training in St. George tell me when to start back, but oh no, it's still here waiting. I still got the guy number. I got the but I don't want to get at least.
So they were trying to give you something to do, but
I want to get the certificate
also, and they didn't give you the certificate.
But wait, it would be anything. It would have, we still ain't gonna work though.
Because at the end of the day, remember now, I fill out the paper stating well, I'm gonna do learn pothole, I'm gonna learn steel bending, and up to now I haven't received a call.
So this is after you were at the gymnasium. They said they're gonna train you now.
All before we went to the gymnasium, a couple of weeks before, when we was doing the work, the supervisors are not coming around with papers and what's not for you to fill out. Like basically, like what else you want to do or what else you would love to learn to do. And I took off a good set of stuff. Until now, I didn't get a call.
You didn't get a call as yet, right? And right. So today we went to Lane's Bridge, area bottom, and Fruitful Hill, right? And what is it that you really? We're come to the end of this broadcast for today, and exactly what is it that you want to say to the government? What do you want to say to them?
We just want some work back in the same area we capitalize and we
came back and want.
We really would like some work.
You want some work?
Yeah, and for the people to acknowledge that it ain't just work that we could just come and do it. It's work that you've got to really
teamwork.
It's a team effort. So we would really like for the bigger heads to look into this and come to some kind of solution to get some work for
the guys that don't have doing it no in trades, man. Them don't know nothing about the trade and them just running through the work and to do gabions how they're doing them is unsafe.
Also they take a look at some of the gabions that the guys did and the work failed. baskets ain't doing nothing all up to the top. When the
Yeah,
baskets
baskets
come up, ready to hold the
rocks.
basket. They keep it close and keep it square.
Nothing
We are not
so
saying that people just putting rocks in a basket and turning down and saying that's giving work. That's not giving work.
So by next year, or by halfway this year, when they finish our road, them bridges is going to collapse because they didn't do properly from the beginning. So this is something that the bigger heads really need to look into, and we really need some work at the same time. And these people that used to do it before, there's a good set of us up here that really would like you to look and try and get some program going on for us.
That's true.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to those who were doing this work and they're home now? Not what you want to say to them.
That we talking to the people so that they can get back some work.
We're trying to get back, give me a word in the hands of BAJAN, because right now a lot of people doing this work and they crying down nobody. You know, it's not always one at the end of the day, but we need work and we can't push one side. And the guys that doing the work, you can't take laborers that accustomed to carry around stone and sand and put them to do games. Then guys don't know what they're doing.
Doing with the feeling.
You can't just throw stones in a basket and then patch the work over it and then say, well, hey, you know what? 2 Tuesday, the rain gonna calm down, the water gonna calm down, and all of that gonna move here, and that gonna endanger people's lives. And it's gonna maybe.
It's true.
Because gabions does be in places where people
when
live.
they come and put a one
basket
thing, a basket right there, a one row basket, and then put that metal thing.
What about if somebody sees this and say, oh, you're just hating on the government, you're being partisan, you're complaining because of politics. What about those people?
I don't deal with politics. First and first, I speaking on working, starting work, finding something that you love doing and able to carry on doing it. That's basically what we're trying to do here right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull on
I'm not gonna pull on nobody, not make nobody feel bad or nothing. It's work that we start, and as I said before, I never know nothing but forgiveness. And from the time I started, I get to acknowledge the ups and the downs, and to see you work after you finish, man, is a joy. It's a joy. Real thing, it's a real joy.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin, what about those that say you're trying to make the government look bad?
No, I ain't trying to make the government look bad, but why a whole Gabian team home or Gabian teams home, and we got inexperienced people on road doing work, and we being told then. Furthermore, we ain't being told nothing.
Yeah, that's what you want to in the work.
In the work. We
was
working with a company, and then next minute we called to find out the people don't work there no more. And the one called me and tell me,
she is supposed to be the boss.
They never in charge when they gave me work no more. But we telling ourselves that somebody can give you a call soon for now, but ain't a call. Because the lady ain't there no more.
So
yeah, you probably was never there from the beginning.
So that's all we
that's a
But the people who are Barbadians on a whole, Kevin, what you want to say to them?
Man, I believe that when you see something wrong, you should speak out on it.
It's
real
true.
thing. And as I say, got kids, all the men got kids, all the fellas that are working for got kids too. And for me, I need work. I ain't want to turn to the crime. I want to be able to work.
Like you want. I ain't bashing the government, but better could be done. And the guys just want some work. We got a team here ready and willing go to make this thing happen.
There's be so about this work, everything on TV, and this boy talking, and then 2 Tuesdays come, so bam, shut off Gabians. You don't hear what Gabians the more. That's happening yearly. That's happened all the time,
And we don't know who in charge of the Gabian program anymore. Because if we's the Gabian workers and we don't even know, we ain't even on a job. Who in charge? Who hiring? We don't know nothing. Nothing. All we know is that we ain't got no work. We never had no work for the Christmas.
All we keep hearing is that the Chinese taking over the work. That's all we keep hearing.
You're right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
No, left.
Yeah. That's all we keep hearing.
So we don't know.
The Chinese taking away work. The Chinese doing the Caribbean work. So what about we that want work? As a Barbados citizen, we need work. We got family, we got kids, you know?
Yeah.
And they saying that we like ain't like we ain't work that we ain't like. How you like it? I do. You said 8 years. We gave me. I mean, I'm gonna stop.
What about the exchange, the citizenship programs where people can come from anywhere and get work in 6 months, get citizenship and work and challenge you all and get work with Dominica, Belize, St. Vincent. What's it?
People getting work is one thing, but then when you got saying who here to allow other people that come in the country to get work, that shows there's a big imbalance of what's going on.
Not only that, too, half of the people that come in here and get any work, because I still know 1 or 2 people that come from St. Vincent and what's not that come here to work, started, and then at the end of the day, yes, they get the work, but the cost of living, I'd rather paying rent, you gotta go and buy groceries, it hurt. So the people end up going back home. So at the end of the day, it bad. You got people here, which would be Barbadians that need the work. So what it is that you going abroad to bring in people and you deal with home just beat first for me.
It's true.
So this is saying that the government really need to look into.
All right.
Because it's true. We really need it. That's the truth. The real how things going right now. Every minute somebody getting shoot every minute, and they can say, they're saying, "Oh, people don't want the work." But the people ain't getting the work. I think about and look. I guarantee you, that year where they start the program where everyone was working, the crime rate was the lowest.
Yep.
Wow.
Deep into that.
Wow, you are all into that, right? All into that. As they were saying. But we have, I want you to hold your thoughts. I know, guys, you are all deep in it. And look who joined us. Zika joined us. Zika here. And I would say, Zika, I want you to meet these guys, you know. And but you hang on there, Zika. Janine, hi Janine. Janine.
Hi, good night again.
Yes, good night, Janine. Your camera is off?
Yes, the person would like to speak, but they don't want to be on camera.
They don't want to go on camera. Well, tell us where you are right now. Set up where we are.
So currently, I can show you where I am. So currently, we are out here by the food stalls. We're one of the concerned workers would like to speak in regards to what's going on here, and if it does happen,
on the bay. So we are at Savvy on the bay.
So Savvy on the bay. Yeah.
Yes. Go right ahead.
Okay. You can start to ask us some questions.
Yes. So the person who is with you, do they own their stuff?
No, it's just a worker. She can hear you.
She's a worker. And let me ask the worker, how long have you been working there at that particular stall?
It's about 3 years now.
3 years. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's something that you like doing? Do you like what you're doing?
Yes, of course. I like what I'm doing here.
You like what you're doing there?
Yes, I like the environment and everything. Is peaceful. There's no crime really happening out here, and it's very clean. The environment is very good. It's very good. I like it out here. That is the honest truth.
Yes,
and it will be sad. It will be sad if this gone.
Repeat, ma'am.
What you said? It will be sad if this gone. That's the honest truth. Because out there is so nice, and a lot of people come and relax and enjoy themselves in the evening when they don't work and so forth. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be real sad. It's the honest truth. And it's here where I get my daily. Out here is what pay my bills. So, but if we got change, we got change. We can't do nothing about it. If that's what the government want, we can't do nothing about it. But we can only protest and say that. You understand? But we can't change their mind. But it would hurt to see it go to. That's the honest truth. It will hurt.
Yes. tell me, and we're really, I mean, we start for it to go. Tell me about your, do you get to interface with the owner? How is it managed? Do you like the way Mr. Finch is managing the whole thing?
Yeah, I like how he managing the place. He managing the place real good. That's the honest truth. He managing it real good.
Right. And do you get to interface with him? Do you get to speak with Kinch?
Well, I don't speak with Mr. Kinch in personal. He deals with the owner for the shop.
Yes.
Right.
But you can see the way it's managed. You like the way it is managed.
Yes. I love the way it's managed. Not like I love the way it's managed. Yeah. The environment is very clean and everything.
Wow. And that's what we're hearing from a lot of people, that they like the idea of working with Mr. Kinch. So that is wonderful to know. Well, we're hoping that you won't have that change.
And then you don't have much crime out here either.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good part about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yes. Okay. Any questions or thoughts? Any for this?
My question.
Come in a little closer. Tell us now if you can hear.
Yeah, my question, since working now here, have you seen the BAJAN grown in terms of what it was and what it is now?
Yeah, it grown. It improved a lot, because when I first come out, it wasn't like this. You do a lot of rearrange and improvement. It grow a lot. It grow from better to better again.
What would you say some of the comments that you would get from the guests and even some of the locals as well?
Yes, well, you get good comments, and some will give their own comments. So they will say, well, things are very expensive. But the locals will say, some tourists too will say, well, things are expensive, and but that's life. Everywhere things are expensive.
It's true.
Okay, so in your opinion,
yeah,
would you say that management needs to be changed?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You have any idea why the government would think they need to take over the place?
No, I have no idea. But if the government take over this, I don't think it will be in this kind of standard. I don't feel so.
It's true. So you will prefer that things stay the way they are, yeah?
Yeah, I will prefer that. Is the honest truth.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. I know that you have to get back. You might have some customers there, I'm being told, which is good. Having customers is good, and so we want to wish you all the very best. Yeah.
Yes, same to you too. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you. Yes. Well, I didn't want to ask her name or which establishment it was, but I see Apostle is there as well, and I know he's catching up on what's going on here. But let me ask you guys, you saw what we had there. You saw the video, right, of those guys in the car, and you were watching that intently. I want to hear from Zico. Do you see any similarities with those three guys that are skilled Gabian workers, and what's happening here at Savi?
Yes, there's so many similarities that I can mention. First of all, we're looking at they're asking for before Savi became Savi now became a place of opportunity. Mr. Kinch did not monopolize it and say, you know what, every single business is going to be my owner, eventually for his own thing. He allowed entrepreneurs to come through and set up shop and continue to expand, and these are the same things these young men are asking for, opportunity. And I keep saying all the time, this administration do not empower the people. You put them in a position where they have to depend. You understand? And do not empower the people. Rather than you, all right, for instance, this administration is so focused more on real estate mining than development of people. Barbados is special, not because it's like Dubai or the other countries, especially because of its people and especially because of its culture. And when we overdevelop, we tend to erode that same culture. People come here because the people divide. The reason why Oystins, right? I think I use Oystins for a reason. The reason why Oystins is so successful is for the melting pot, regional and international guests as well, along with the locals. I interact with tourists every single day as part of my job. And the reason why they like Oystins is because they get to see the locals, get to taste the local cuisine, they get to see people dancing, you know, they get to see what Barbados is about. Barbados lacks that. When we look at Spikestone, Spikestone is dying. Why is Spikestone dying right now? Because Spikestone lacks what it is. It's happening right now. You cannot even develop Spikestone to do with it. It have to happen organically. It have to happen in a place where you bring locals. We have businesses like this where people can come and introduce their own flavor. When you go there, you look. No businesses compete with each other. There's one bar. Each food spot is selling something totally different. So there's a variety of different things you can go there and get. You understand? Then you have the people coming to the beach, relaxing, music playing, entertainment. There's nothing on the island like it. 24 hours you can come and guarantee. There's not more 24-hour spots in Barbados. So I'm trying to remove the visionary from his vision. It's very, very important because really and truly before he was bush and rodents infested. He had a vision and he manifested that vision. And then now we want to hear the government coming for something that's already done. I want to say, you know what? I want ways that he has. And we have to look at this. We have to speak. We cannot contain for things to slide like this. The reason why Oystins is because of the melting pot of culture. This is what Barbados is. When you go down there, you get to hear the dancing, the singing, and the same thing is happening here at the beach. When you go down Spikestone, it's dead. People have to move out the way because eventually it was overdeveloped. They sell the property to the haves and not the have-nots. Eventually things was priced out. And then eventually people left. So when you hear the tourists coming and say, you know, I like down here, Barbados seems a little active, you know. I like to see the children running from the beach. I like this. You have to welcome it. You have to empower the people. And just like those young men asking for opportunity, Mr. Kinch, give these people opportunity to have a business here. So they can continue to employ their families and friends and what's not. And this is what we need more. This is what we need more of in Barbados. Yeah. If not, we're going to continue depending on tourists to come in here and investors to come in here and give us handouts.
You know, Kevin, as you were watching it, as you were watching those guys, I saw, I mean, you got caught up in it and you had the opportunity of watching the piece where, you know, Santia Bradshaw was saying that they would be taken care of and they were going to get training and so on. But I don't know if you saw where the guys were saying, I don't know if you got a chance or if Dave could find it, they were saying they actually didn't get any training.
So,
you know, but to jump in, Kevin.
For me personally, my main issue with our entire video is the big promises. You know, like, yeah, we got this, we can do this, we can, you know, that is what we as the people getting. We getting all of these big promises. And then this can bring me back to the word transparency. I was listening to that video, I was listening to the gentleman. And all the gentlemen were telling us is, I don't know. Well, we used to do the job, but now we don't even know who's the boss. Like, how can you proclaim to be a transparent party when when everyone that falls under your scope is so lost to everything and every decision? They don't even know if they have a job anymore. Like, where is the transparency? Where is the accountability for all of the promises being made to these persons? I was watching that video, and before I was even hearing the words, I was seeing the faces. Those were three big hardback men, as we will call them, that were hurt. And when I say hurt, they were hurt because, you know what? They were, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for here, so man? But they were mistreated, they were deceived,
marginalized.
Basically, they were deceived basically by the persons that you supposed to trust. That's like living in a home with your mother, your father, and every day they're saying to you, you know what, don't worry about it. The bills gonna get paid, you like to never go off, and then one day you just come home and the lights off. But you tell me that it can never happen once I wash the dishes. And I have been washing the dishes over and over, and I even stopped washing dishes. I drying the dishes. I doing everything that you want me to do to make sure that we get what you tell me we can get. And then Lo and behold, one day I can just wake up and see the lights off. And I was really feeling what those guys were experiencing there just now. I'm not really much of an empath, but I feel feelings.
Yes.
And just through the video alone, I could feel the hurt and the betrayal. That was the word I was looking for.
The betrayal.
Betrayal.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That those men were feeling. And that is a serious something, because again, as I was saying earlier, if you could do it here to Mr. Kinch, you could do it to anybody. And that video encompasses what I'm saying when I say
Right,
that.
those three young men. It's the same principle, really.
Yeah,
It's the same principle. Dave, what is it you have here for us now? The same thing. Okay, but we played it already. If we could go back to the guys in the car before let's finish up the guys in the car, because I think that is important for us to capture that, you know, because they're so real.
Yes. Yes.
And they were basically saying, we're not trying to cause trouble. We don't want any trouble. We just want work.
And as we see even in the paper, you see 3 guys which was held for the robbery. And then we see 3 guys end up begging, feeling disappointed, feel like the government let them down, feel like, you know, the promises went on their fears. And then we're wondering why we seeing the things that we're seeing, because not just them, but so many other young men have been let down. So many young men have been failed by the system. And there's nothing that hurts a person more than you giving them hope than to turn them down, then to trick them, then to deceive them. You understand? And this is what we continue to see within Barbados. We wonder why the crime rates are high, why this and that, because they're losing hope. And anything you got a generation that's lost hope, I'm telling you, looking for trouble. And this is what we're seeing in Barbados right now.
Yes.
And
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Kevin.
The body always follows the head. And if you are looking me straight in my face and betraying me and deceiving me, what do you think I am going to follow suit and do? I am going to deceive. I am going to betray. I'm going to find a way to make money myself and my way. And unfortunately, sometimes right now, the easiest way for some of these persons, or what they think is the easiest way, is to go out there and try to take it just the same way how the persons that they're taking from us. They're thinking that, you know, to take it from other persons are the right way. And then we're really asking why it is that last year we had 65 homicides on our books, why we made record-breaking homicides, why crime is on the rise. It's because of simple little things like that. The
What
body
we're
can
teaching them.
only do what the head dictates it to do.
And I mean, and in the same way, sorry guys, in the same way as here with Mr. Kinch, where, you know, basically they are supposed to be negotiating something with Mr. Kinch, and then he wakes up, see the paper, and they have now decided, they're selling his land, and this is what they're doing. It's like a bully.
Yes.
You are bullying. You understand it? That's another betrayal again.
Yes.
He's a Barbadian. So we are basically setting, the government is setting a bad example. This is how you resolve conflicts and disputes. You just get up and just decide to do what you want to do. You see that? And what are they teaching the young people in terms of conflict?
And if you look at the same young man's face right in the middle, you can see this is how it starts.
Yeah.
This is how it starts. The frustration and anger and disappointment and despair on this man's face. Will you feel operating like this every single day eventually is going to do to a person's mind? I ain't strong enough. Come on. And then not only that, imagine you was born in a system where you continue to see this, being disappointed over and over and over in a community which was poverty stricken, and they had the opportunities, or all you was asking for was opportunities. You say, well, yes, you know what, we can work, we can do this, we can do that, to come to your outdoors election day, say we care, say we this and that, hold this, and all of these different promises, then to end up like this, use and abuse their citizens. And the only thing they have, the only incentives they have is for people who already have it, and people who looking to take it from us. Look at this young man. Look at his face. You could see, honestly, and then you want to know why people are so angry? This makes people angry. Imagine he has a son and saying his father have to go through the things that you have to go through. Eventually, you're going to get, I'm telling you, eventually desensitize people. You put people in a place, and I'm telling you, as a person who speaks to youth every single day in the prison system, well, counselor, it starts like this. With this same expression on the face of disappointment, seeing the father struggling, seeing the mother struggling. And then eventually, you know what, they desensitize from that human nature, having that human love for people, because no one had that same love for them. And it starts like this look on the face, and you see the walking about in town, you see the gathering. What happened when you got 3, 4, 5, 6 of them sitting up on the block talking unemployed? Well, you kind of talk so you can get you in the head eventually, man. I think it's time you're gonna rob somebody here. This is the reality that we're dealing with. We have 6 and 7 of them sitting up on the block, frustrated, depressed, hungry. Well, you feel the thoughts and get in the head and talk. What you feel gonna happen? Somebody gonna feel. And that's the reality. This is how we have to look at it. If you want crime to stop, you first have to look for the person, as they say all the time. They say the man who is neglected by his village will burn the village, don't they feel its warmth? And you can look at his face and see right now he cares nothing right now about the government. I mean, you don't care nothing about the government. Eventually you start caring even more about your community. Because who cares about him now? And I'm glad Marcia, I mean, honestly, I came down here because one, I'm not feeling 100%, but really and truly, people have to speak for people like these. Bring their stories, highlight it, because it's too many young men, too many men in general feeling the way he feels. And then the government's gonna come election day, give y'all something to drink, give y'all a party, make y'all jump up and down, give y'all more false promises. Man, we're gonna do this with the school system, we're gonna do this with that, we're gonna do this with this, and then what? Come on, people, let me not be tricked. Let me not continue to fall for the same tricks over and over and over. And it's hurtful, man. I tell you, when you continue to see these men's faces, I tell you, I see this face every single day in the prison system when they're gonna talk to the young men. Frustrated, no longer care. Because when you're pushed to that place where you no longer care about yourself, they can't care about others. When you realize you can't provide for your son, you can't provide for your daughter, it's gonna push you to a place where you no longer care about what anybody else thinks because they don't care about you. So you're creating a careless society. So I think the government, I'm never going to pipe in because the government made up their mind, they don't plan to change, and we need to accept that. And this is what we need to change then. And they can be real, and this is what we need to exchange. And then people will be trying to do the comparison between Trump and me. And not even Trump, because at the end of the day, Trump is still a nationalist. Trump would never sell his citizenship. You understand? Trump, at the end, he put America first. And I'm not seeing it where this administration is concerned. Bring this body, give this body that. I've always said incentives in terms of business places should be able to give those who committed offenses before and giving them a second chance, whether it's tax incentive, tax breaks, or whatever the case is. But to keep these people occupied, to keep these people functioning in a positive and productive manner. And I'm very passionate about this because I see that look on too many young men faces too often. And it does something to me.
Wow, that's powerful. Let's just hear. I see Apostle is here, but we're going to play a little bit more of this, Apostle. I know you and I discussed something very different today, and but I know you'll be able to work it, right? I know how you are. It's a pleasure to see you. But let's listen a little bit more of these young guys. Dave, let's hear more of them.
That want work. As a Barbados citizen, you need work. You got family, you got kids, you know?
Yeah.
And they saying that we ain't the work that we ain't like. How you like it? I do, you say, 8 years. We gave me and we want to stop. We want to continue.
What about the exchange, the citizenship programs where people can come from anywhere and get work in 6 months, get citizenship and work and challenge you out and get work with Dominica's in Dominica, Belize, St. Vincent. What's it?
People getting work is one thing, but then when you got saying who here to allow other people that come in the country to get work, that shows there's a big imbalance of what's going on.
Not only that, too, half of the people that come in here and get any work, because I still know 1 or 2 people that come from St. Vincent and what's not that come here to work, started, and then at the end of the day, yes, to get the work, but the cost of living, I'd rather paying rent, you gotta go and buy groceries, it hard. So the people end up going back home. So at the end of the day, it bad. You got people here, which would be Barbadians that need the work. So what it is that you go on abroad to bring in people and you deal with home just beat first. for me.
It's true.
So this is saying that the government really need to look into it.
All right.
Because it's true. We really need it. That's the truth. The rare how things going right now. Every minute somebody getting shoot every minute. And they can say, they're saying, oh, people ain't wanting to work, but the people ain't getting the work. I think about and look, I guarantee you that year where they start the program where everyone was working, the crime rate was lowest.
Yep.
For me.
Not for everybody.
Okay then. Well, and if I can see that, them should be able to.
Yeah, you gotta put something for the youths, man. But we got youngsters now at 16 years that going to jail for murder. You see that? Things right?
Correct. I just say you got 3 boys. And
I mean, it was 16. When it was 16, the elders, even if they beat you, you can't go home and complain to your mother. But nowadays, you can't hit the little child or tell you.
Yeah,
you go back for your uncle or your brother to come back, they want to kill you. So that way, we need work for the youngsters to get work and get off the block. And you got to depend on the government too. We ain't saying you're going to learn a trade, but when you're going to learn a trade, you can't get no work either. They got so much carpenters, they got masons, they got this and that.
But still, they had a whole big.
Telling you to learn a trade.
It's a set of houses that built that I see for the media.
And then when you learn this trade, right? And you learn this trade, now when you go, people think you got about 5 years experience.
Yeah, to get a job.
That means you can't get the work.
That means the same.
So you know what? 100 trades and can't get the work.
Yeah. That's bad.
Got 100 CXCs and can't get the work. All these things too. It's real funny, man.
I see something on social media there.
I got a Godfather too.
A big set of houses, some parties in charge.
To get work.
The body that was recording it.
If you got a Godmother or Godfather, you can't get the work.
I think he was a carpenter. And the man says about 50 houses are built and not a BAJAN.
And get the work.
Ain't built none.
I'm telling you.
All kind of foreigners
get the work.
Property and building the houses. So why so I can remember before years ago I was been a little younger. Well now times like this you ain't got no work. You're flop and you're head to construction. You always get some kind of work in construction. Not no. As you said before, you got certain experience. 5 years, 6 years. To do with the shovel sand in a mixer to push a backyard. Then things make no sense. So this is things that they really need to look into.
Now we've got Barbados thing.
As I said before, we ain't here to pray down nobody, to make nobody feel bad, but at the same time I would like them to open up their eyes.
You think BAJAN's too quiet about what's going on?
Yeah.
For what you see the BAJANs in terms of all this?
And try and get something going on for the younger people.
Yeah. Thank you all so much, guys, and we're hoping that those who have listened will, spread this. When you see this on social media, spread the word, share it, and the guys need work. That's all this is about. They need work. Work. Yeah. Wow. We're going to go back to this because I think that this is so important. But we have. Apostle is here with us. Apostle, welcome. We're here at Savvy on the Bay. That's where we are right now because the government wants to sell. Wants not to buy. They want them to sell to them. Yeah. They are compulsory acquiring this place, and we are asking for transparency on exactly why this is being done. Okay, so what I would like to do now, sir, is to ask you. I know you came in and you heard what was happening there with those guys, and so I would love for you to make a comment about that. I also see Mr. Bob is here, but let you go first. Go right ahead, sir.
Okay, well, good night to you, Madam Weekes, and good night to the panelists, and Happy New Year to everyone. Mr. Bob, great to see you as well. And I'm really sorry to have to come in on such a, very devious and divisive tactic from our government. But, as a spiritual person, there's a passage of scripture in Proverbs 29 that carries two very potent verses of scripture. In the second verse and also in the 18th verse, but verse 2 says, when the uncompromisingly righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked man rules, the people groan and sigh. And right now, we're seeing the people groaning and sighing. So it tells you who's ruling. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. And then it says in verse 18 of the same Proverbs 29, where there's no vision, tells you the people perish. And you want to ask the question, what is the vision that the Barbados Labour Party presented the people since 2018? There's been no vision, okay? And evidently, if you have young men who are looking to better their lives, you've created a system where there's no vision for them. They don't know what to do on a daily basis. There's no facilities to really train them. There's no desire for these entities that are coming into the island to work with our people. You're going to be taking taxpayers' money to pay people to come here and ask them to provide work for your own people. I mean, it's crazy. So you can see the frustration, you can see the hurt, you can feel the anger, you can see the oppression, you can see the lack, you can see the poverty, you can see how hard things are in Barbados. This is just a country of 166 square miles, 283,000 persons, and we have a government that cannot get it together for our people. The same idea of give me the vote and watch me, well, we've been watching, and what we've seen is increase in crime. We've seen increase of the cost of living. We've seen taxes up to 22 plus different taxes levied on the people of Barbados. We now have potholes that are created by climate change. Don't know how that came about, but you know, at the same time, you can feel the frustration, and it comes to a realization. It doesn't matter what the present administration says. It doesn't matter what they do right now. It is so important for the people of Barbados to put them behind, and let's move forward and let's see what the Lord will do for us. But right now we have nothing from them to follow. There's no vision, and the Bible is clear on that. When you have no vision, the people are going to perish. And right now, our young men or young women or families are perishing. This nation is perishing because we do not have a vision. We have people that cannot present to us where Barbados was going to be. This is over 7 years that they've been there, and yet Barbados is going from bad to worse every single year. We've got to stop that before we spiral completely down the drain. So you can see what is happening, Madam Weekes. The fact is that we have no vision and we have the wrong people leading Barbados. That's what I have to say about that.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Apostle. But let me bring Mr. Bob in, and I see Miss McLean is in as well, and she's going to give us some overview about compulsory acquisition and what under what circumstances do government should really do something like that. But Mr. Bob, I'm sure you have heard the news today. Yes, and of what they plan to do to Savvy on the Bay, the government, that is. And you were on the show on Wednesday night when we were looking at, the young men and what they're experiencing. Do you see any similarities here, Mr. Ba?
Let me first say good night to the panel and to those persons who are listening online and viewing. I see a lot of similarities, and Apostle said the government has no vision, but they have repeatedly revealed to us who they are and the modus operandi. I heard Zico said they have no intention of changing. They can't change because they don't know any different. And what we've seen tonight, are revealing tonight about Savvy and the compulsory acquiring, is a government that intends to satisfy what they have promised to people. What they receive, we don't know. But what we are seeing is a promise to to fulfill or to complete what before the next election, because I am thinking that they got enough financial help from certain entities for the last election, and before that another set of help come, some things have to happen before. So what we're seeing is a government who is trying to tie up some loose ends before they go into the next election. And right on the face about Sabi, we saw an article where the BMC sugar deal row, where Co-op Energy Barbados is accusing the government of operating in bad faith. So they're shafting the people of Barbados at every level. Or people can't get work because they have decided that every now and then you're going to see in the newspaper, we have not found any suitable applicants to satisfy the plans of certain businesses and personal friends. So therefore, this government has proven time and time again, they're not for the people and the Barbadians at all in whatever legislation they put to the paper. So I see the similarities, yes.
You see the similarities there. Let's bring in Miss Maxine McLean here. I know we are the thorn among the roses. Miss McLean. And we have to have our own show on this. That's the women talking about these guys. But I know you have been watching the guys, etc. But tonight I wanted you to talk to us about compulsory acquisition. Let's take it a little bit more over to Sabi. Okay, and just give us a short summary then of what is compulsory acquisition, and based on the laws, under what grounds that you do that. I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, while you are speaking, thanks to technology, I went and did a quick AI search, and I came up with some information because trying to.
You see how young she is.
But thank you very much. Basically, compulsory acquisition is where government, as they say, for public purpose, will seek to acquire property that is not necessarily on the market, and the person certainly would not. But there is a very clear process, and there's legislation governing this. We have seen decisions taken which did not follow the rules. If you remember, a little further down the road, if I have my locations.
Yes, to the right
correct.
of me.
Yes. We had the acquisition of the property of Mr. and Mrs. Ram Merchandani, and it is still sitting there up to now. The matter, I believe, is still unresolved, etc. So there's the Land Acquisition Act, Chapter 228 of the Laws of Barbados, which authorizes the state to acquire land for public projects deemed necessary. Now, of course, deemed necessary, there's a very clear process where the government has to seek approval from Parliament, and there really should be information published in the official gazette, etc. And right now, I mean, we have heard of acquiring land close by, but they have not told us. Furthermore, what you have to ask yourself now, outside of the law, as far as I'm concerned, is that public purpose more important than what is happening there now? And I listened to the gentleman, I listened to the employee who spoke about what's going on there. Ironically, Marcia, my first job was in that building right there that they called, I think it used to be called the Savoy. I worked in the welfare department, the child care board in that place, and I have seen what has transformed. That's a clear example of community tourism. Why are you giving it? We have not heard clearly. We know what we're seeing adjacent, and we are assuming as Barbadians why they are doing it. But that is not clear. And so there's a whole set of rules. There's also the right to challenge the decision. And if you look at the categories, it says rights and challenges, fair compensation, owners are entitled to compensation. Legal challenges, owners can challenge acquisitions if the purpose isn't truly public. And until we hear, we cannot decide. I certainly think as citizens, whose monies will be used. I mean, if it is connected to the land that was given away, because we're talking about Savvy on the Bay, is it fair? Is it just? And I would argue that we have, you know, we have to say to the administration, to government, let us as citizens understand. So my concern really and truly is, are we using existing legislation conveniently to do what we feel like doing? And that is my big concern, because I'm not looking at that in a vacuum. I'm looking at those young men, but I will get a chance to talk about what I'm seeing there. And Zico, I think you touched the nail. You really struck it on the head when you talk about disappointment, alienation. When you do these things and people feel that, you know what, after my best efforts, all of those things will go to naught. Because you know what my biggest fear is, Marcia, and I'll say this and then we can continue later. Imagine if that very active business setting there is acquired, and 3 years from now, all I see and all Barbadians see is a piece of land alienated from the purpose that it has become known and sitting there barren, because the project or the people, because we don't know for sure. We are assuming that it's associated with a project across the road, but we don't know that for sure, you know. So I really am concerned that the government has been disrespecting us as the owners of the funds, the resources that they would use, of the lands that are public lands, and they are not given enough. We are being totally disrespected, and I would say that categorically.
Yes, thank you, Miss McLean. Before I get back to Mr. Bob and the guys, I would love to hear from Reverend, as a man of the cloth, as they would say. I listened to the radio today, and then I went and researched this whole situation here, Mr. Kinch and Savvy. And one of the things that I found out, which I'm asking the government if this is true, what I found out, Apostle, is that it appears that the government, through BRA, lowered the value of this property. The government that is seeking to acquire the property lowered the value, and I want Barbados to hear that. And remember, I'm asking the government, because I know they're listening. Is this true? Can you prove that you didn't do this? I want to, as a man of God, what are your thoughts about that? If this is true, that a government would do something like that.
Well, Madam Weekes, I can tell you, I know of a separate case where the government has done that, and they did it to a very close friend of mine, where they devalued his property and actually sold his property without him even being informed about it. Okay, and they literally took over his property like that, and it's a case in court right now, and it is one of those cases where the government is prolonging it because they know that they're really at fault for what's happening. So I am not shocked that they would attempt to do the very same thing with Savvy, because they are known to do it. They've done it before, and obviously to make sure that they get what they want, they're going to do it here. So, you know, telling me that, or telling our listeners, they're not even going to come and tell the people the truth about the matter. They know exactly why they have to acquire Savvy on the Bay. They know the deals that they have made already with the Afreximbank. They know what is already going on here where that bank is concerned. I have some of my business friends on Swan Street that told me that they've had representatives from the bank coming to them and telling them to, you know, switch over their accounts to their bank, and they will give them different concessions. They'll make getting loans easy for them. They'll give them a certain amount of loans. So it's already happening. And this administration, and I love, again, and I'm glad that came up just now about people being disappointed, you know, and people being hurt by what this government has done and is continuing to do with the populace here in Barbados. I mean, it is absolutely unrighteous. And I go back to the text that I used earlier in Proverbs 19, that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when a wicked man rules, the people mourn. And what we are seeing here, and we have to be very clear, we are seeing mass wickedness in Barbados at the moment. I mean, mass wickedness in Barbados. So we've got to make up in our minds that, as you know, people of this fair country, we're going to make sure that we do what is necessary to stop this administration, because they need to be stopped. Okay, the fear that we're seeing among the population, people who are afraid to speak out, and because of the fear of being victimized, all of that we're seeing, all of this is a result. And people may say, "Oh no, this is just happenstantial." No, this is a result of bad leadership, and this is what we're seeing over and over on a daily basis. We're seeing this type of activity. We're seeing the type of disrespect that this administration has for the people of Barbados, for the use of public funds, for the way how they speak to Barbadians. The mere fact that in the last 7 years, they have not presented anything to the people of Barbados to say, this is where we want it to be. We've gone from bad to worse in 7 years, and we cannot continue to allow this kind of leadership, this kind of rulership over Barbados. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, because I've been looking at this very, very carefully, and I've watched, like in Russia and North Korea, where the governmental system is supposed to be communist, I've witnessed that go to dictatorship. Okay, I've watched America right now, that is supposed to be, capitalist. That system has gone to dictatorship. Right here in the Caribbean, where we're supposed to have democratic systems, it's gone to dictatorship. So every version and every form of government, from fascist to democracy, all of them have gone in the way of becoming very, very dictatorial. And we have to stop that in Barbados if it is going to get better for the people. The system of governance, the system of rulership must be righteous enough to present a proper vision to the people. We can tell them this is where we plan to be in the next 5 years. But in the last 7 years of this administration, you can ask them, what has been the vision that they have brought to the people of Barbados? You go back, ask them, 1994, when they won the government and had 3 consecutive terms, what was the vision then? No vision. What is the vision now? We cannot survive on Give Me the Vote and Watchman. We cannot survive on Mia Cares. We cannot survive on the type of style and status quo that they're going. And finally, Madam Weekes, this government has finally again shown Barbadians that they're about the elites. They're not about the average citizen in Barbados. They're about elitism, and that is a very dangerous road to take this country. And if we, the people of Barbados, don't rise up and do something about it now, we will be responsible for our own demise, and not the Barbados Labour Party, not the Mayor Motley administration. We, the people, if we don't wake up, rise up, and become more conscious, make a decision to stop it now, we will be responsible for our own detriment.
Yes, thank you so much, Apostle. Guys, I want to bring you back in the conversation right now. And we're going to stay on Savvy just a little bit. And in the meantime, if Dave can get the other part of the guys in the car ready, because I think that there is such, right now, it's basically the same thing, but flipped over. It's the same thing. But do you know that Sonia Brown, the MP from St. Philip, Miss McLean would know that, and also I believe the other panelists here, because we've dealt with it on the show, that her property was appreciated
in Bra. Do you know that? Her profit, the value of her property, right, was appreciated, and her land tax was like over 100% more than what she used to pay. So that, and these are facts. So the question is, and you know, who, the person who alerted me to this kind of what they were doing inside Bra was Caswell Franklin. And he said to me, Marcia, that their property that the government wants, Caswell accused them of lowering the value of them inside of Bra. And we don't know if were they victimizing Sonia Brown because she speaks out. We don't know, but it didn't just affect her. But Dave, I think Dave had some properties he put up, but all the homes, you know, in that vicinity,
pattern being developed.
A pattern developed. So those people, the value of their homes inside Bra, it's like they went in and changed something in the system. Yeah. Did you do that, Bra? That's the question. And is that what was done to Mr. Kinch? Is Mr. Kinch being victimized? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I see you are.
You want to go first? You go. I'll go. I think for me, if you're gonna do this, I think a discussion needed to be having Mr. Kinch in terms of what he'd be looking with. The negotiation power should be on him first, because I mean, like let's be honest. It's the inconvenience to him, you know, in terms of the vision that he had, in terms of the plans that he had, you know. So I really think, really and truly, the power should go to him to basically give his price, you know, and then you work down to sue. I think the road that they've taken, it's not surprising to me. I know it's a very dirty game when it comes to the government trying to get what they want. The bullyish tactics that they normally use, the intimidation tactics, and normally it comes in the sense of, let me see how I could manipulate the system the best way I can, you know. And seeing this here is one of the ways, seeing this here happening is one of the ways that I know for sure that Barbados is in a very dangerous place, especially when it comes to our assets as well, you know. And if it can happen to this businessman, once again, it can happen to anybody in Barbados, you know. And even the thing with the MP as well, as she spoke to, you know, we seeing you know, as you can hear the whispers behind the scenes and what's not. It's not a very smooth relationship within their party. And I think we really have to look at it. It's people being victimized for speaking. It's people being victimized for having a particular point of view. It's people being victimized for having a particular approach or direction that they want the government to go. And if that is the outcome in terms of people being targeted in these ways, we know for sure we are in a very dangerous time in Barbados.
Yeah, you know, this whole thing of victimization. But go ahead.
So the Clean Reverend spoke about dictatorship or having a autocratic system right now in Barbados. And unfortunately, I do realize, or I do acknowledge that is the direction that we are going. And they're doing it so subtle, but still in your face. Yeah. And as they say, they're using all the glitter, all the parties, all the little fancy things that the younger persons would just hold on to just distract or divert us from what's really going on. So they're using a lot of perversion tactics, basically, to make sure they can get what they want. And in terms of Mr. Kinch and Savio on the beer, as they say, if they could do it to this gentleman, an honest businessman, they could do it to anybody. And I'm trying to be very careful with my words, and I'm trying not to speculate too much until they get more facts for myself personally so I can speak on them. But there is a pattern happening here. And if it's one thing I know, after doing research with the criminal department and everything, then a criminal, not calling names, when a criminal gets away with one crime, they always elevate to do more. And as we can see with this administration, every time they realize that, you know what, we're doing something, you can hear a little bit of talk, then we just try a little diversion, they've gone off of that, something else coming. And that is why I say we're getting into this dictatorship role. Because you know what, they're paying no attention, they're comfortable as far as they can be right now, and they're just going forward more and more and more. And now to the level where, as I said, a hardworking man, blood, sweat, and tears, come and develop a place.
Buy a place, buy
it, and develop a place. And make sure that it the liking of not just the tourists, but to the local public as well. And then after all of that, you just decide, hey, yeah, it's time to pack up and go. We need this place. For whatever reason, again, we are not 100% sure because there's no transparency. And the fact that we were warned about this, by the way. We were warned about this eons ago, decades ago, by the Honorable Owen Arthur. We were warned about this. Be careful who we choose to lead this country, because everybody does not have pure intentions for this country. Some persons are self-involved and trying to just do things that may benefit them and not the country. And a lot of people realize like they're not seeing this. They're not seeing this at all. They're just going ahead with whatever going on and saying, you know what, she got a plan. But there's no, as the good Reverend said again, there's no clear vision. We have nothing to say that this is where we are going. We just like blind sheep following the shepherd, basically. We just follow. That is what we became up, just a country of followers. And that is not what Barbados is. Barbados is one of the most developed countries in the Caribbean. We stand alone in the Eastern Hemisphere there as leaders of the Caribbean, yet still is not the country that is leaders, it's the people in the country that make Barbados the leaders of the Caribbean, yet still we just submitting to this blind leadership. And it is not sufficient enough. It's not good enough for me personally. And I'm really hoping that whatever trance, whatever hypnotism that it is that the public is under right now, I'm really hoping that whatever spell it is, we could come from under that. I really, really hoping and praying that we could come from under that spell, because we need to open our eyes. We need to see what's going on with our country, because the end of the day, it ain't about Mr. Kinch only. It's not about Savvy or the Bear only. These are decisions that affect each and every single one of us. Each and every single one of us. And I really don't want me to be getting too late right now. But I really don't want to get to a place that we go beyond the Rubicon, the point of no return. I really hoping we don't ever get to that place. And that is why I'm hoping that person's can open up right now and see what's going on and take a step back and learn how to divert. Do the same tactics that the administration doing against us right now. And you know what? I believed in you 8 years, 7 years ago, but it's time for change. We need at least to give somebody else a chance to see clear what's going on. We need something to compare this to, because we're just following you and clearly we don't even know where we're going. We don't have an idea, a clue of where we're going right now. And me personally, I don't think we're going in the right direction right now.
Okay, John, don't have it. So BI says skin folk, whatever BI says here, skin folk and folk, they don't care about us. Yeah. Andrea Moore says even the parole do have some comfort here at Savvy. You know, and you know, people are asking, people are saying that we need to, you know, that we need to do some petition about this, asking for the transparency, etc. But you mentioned something about crime, one of you guys here, and you compared what's happening to Savvy to the crime that is happening in Barbados, because if you're going to be, it's almost like it says stick it up and give me your possessions, right? Like you stick him up and you're bullying him and taking him, and it's criminal. That is criminal. And we're seeing here, and you talked about leadership. You guys have been so brilliant, you know, Mr. Bab. You talk about leadership and about what we are seeing and emulating, what the young people are seeing. I want your things. You don't want to give it to me. I'm going to take it from you. I'm going to take your things from you. And that's basically what they're doing to Mr. Kinch. They're victimizing him, you know. And I want us to go back and look at these guys there. Let's go back to the guys that we just had on the screen. And we're going to, because we must compare it. We must compare it, what's going on with them. It is the same thing that is happening right now, right? Go ahead, Dave. Thinking that they might be doing this on purpose?
I believe it is a whole boycott. I could be wrong, but to see how things was going before, and it was good for one to come and make a whole big change. Well, for me, it got to be something when they're cooking up.
Somebody just said that you'd rather to be working than jumping through somebody's window. Who said that?
Or waiting for somebody to rub them on anything, so. You understand? We need the word and they have the work.
Yeah, so let me ask you something. I mean, that would be in the past. Any of you have ever been in crime?
What?
Crime.
All I do is,
I had 2 charges in my life, you know?
Yeah. When you're young, for me, you do things through the there's a learning experience.
Yes.
You get older.
You learn from your mistakes.
And you learn.
Yes. But this is a reality that people need to understand. You understand what I mean?
The boy perfect, you know?
Yeah, the boy perfect. And to see now too that it was work before. These is things now we are now mental health and thing is saying serious.
What you mean?
As you say, you got 3 kids.
Yes.
Many times they're rough for me.
Frustrated.
You know what I'm saying? Make me turn like I don't want to do things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you grow, I get older, so
it affects you mentally. You're saying emotionally.
Yeah, and I can say strong, but I got other people out there and as strong as me. They got other people now that they're not as strong as us.
Right, yeah. So
they definitely flock to the crime and turn to the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So this is saying that they really need to look into
as well.
Those keep on saying that the people that want to work, whereas they got people out here, I could at least straight up call 1,000 names that I know people that really need a job. Can't get it right now.
Yeah. So you're saying, Barry, when you were younger, you did pick up some
charges?
2
charges in my life.
2 charges. And what made you change your life?
Because
you're obviously changed.
Older, and I got 2 sons. You know what I mean? It make no sense. Walk a jail, go in there in the jail for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing in jail for you. You're freedom take away. The people lock you in. They can't do what they want to do. So any day, it make no sense, man.
And so that's why you want work.
You want work, but...
Go ahead.
Yeah, you need it.
You need work.
You need work. I don't want this crime thing. I had 4 years, I want to do crime.
Right now, you live around family.
Every time I do crime, I get 20 years now. But look at the youngsters of the day that get 30 and 40 years. You feel that they feel good?
They might say that youngster.
They can never feel good.
Did you hear that?
Don't care how much people tell them work firm.
He took he took the money and Station Hill and Killy, Stabby and Killy.
Yeah,
when he look at he fearless boy,
16.
When my water can cut the mic first.
The
first boy they hold it for the mic oldest.
Yeah, they
may tell you this, you tell you right. You see things like this here, this is just all set me. Big man, because he's the baby.
Yeah,
and you could tell me why or what kind of occasion when I could go that when I could see that man and
remember that guy. Yes, the wrong company. When you got 3 or 4 people in the crowd and everybody saying, yeah, we going to kill you. Nobody saying,
nobody can't tell the one to come back.
We can't go kill that man. Look at how young we is. We want to live. But everybody saying, yeah, we going to kill you. But you know when they sit them when them in jail, sitting down, and then we have to go down when they sit you. And you don't want that, so we got to keep the young people.
People can tell me I could be wrong, but for me deep down, I know you're right. You see, parents need to really play a big part in the children's life.
Yeah,
I never had no father. I grew up with my mom, and I can never turn my back on my kids. Never. They need a father figure.
Yeah.
Children, really especially boy children, need a father figure.
Need somebody
to keep them in line.
And not be jail in the 23 walk, or you want somebody. They got my great thing, he going to jail.
Yeah, and all the same youngster that stabbed the guy from Station Hill. All when he get in van somebody else for he check Ian. Every time I say look at this, no, he should have got a hard slap. Because that the sense we doing you encouraging it. That's nonsense. These is things that the government really need to look into.
Some of youngsters going to jail now. Too many
the younger people.
Youngsters going to jail.
Everybody ain't gonna do one program. You know? They got so much other things for you to start.
So that we need the government to get some work for the people or they learn a trade or what's not. Something like that. But the youngsters of today, they're going to change.
It's like learning a trade.
Yeah, what can happen?
Learning the trade, but say you can't get the work.
But then you left primary school again, secondary school, and you done school now, the youngsters end up in jail.
What they need to do
don't want
is
that.
when they start the programs, do it as in you start the program, you're working, and at the same time, no, yeah, you work, and as long as you work up to standard, you get your paperwork and stuff at the end of the work thing. Don't do it like that, and then no go and send people know to go and learn courses. But that makes no sense. When it's defeat the whole person versus there as you there from the beginning.
It's good too, cause at least you got to pay to learn the trade, right?
But was you there doing the work? We get to learn the trade then. We already learning it. So what is that? When the work done, we go then go to get receive paperwork. But that way tell you quick, she tell me no, she thinks that the contract and get called back and get so you don't know what really going on.
So that way bloody ain't no working with them people. But that
wow. I mean, this as I see Miss here we are here on the Marcia Weekes Show, and we are actually live on Instagram right now, and we are discussing these Gambian workers who are out of job. They were, you know, they were working with MTW, employed with MTW, and you know, they're now contract workers. Yes. And you know, can't find any jobs. And you are just watching that. Zico is here with me. Zico, what are your thoughts about that?
Yes, watching these three individuals as they talk about how hard it is. You know, they talked about having lack of opportunities within Barbados. You know, one gentleman basically spoke and said it has nothing to do with even having the education or learning a trade or what's not. It's having the ability to perform that trade, you know. And then sometimes we hear ministers talking about bringing people in and importing people in to do particular certain trades and what's not, which we understand that in certain job descriptions you need specialists in certain areas. But when it comes down, we even mentioned earlier when he was talking about to bring a pond cart, you know, to shovel some dirt, you know, to move some marl, these different things, and they're asking for the opportunities, and they're thinking that the government is lucky in that area where they're giving these gentlemen space and opportunity to really perform their craft and cultivate their craft in different areas. One, the gentleman, when it was asked if he did, you know, if he was in crime before, yeah. And he laughed and he giggled, but that was a very important question. The reason why that's a very important question, because what happens is that if someone was once exposed to crime, you know, and they had either a pattern of crime or did crime before, is a very strong chance that that person will have a strong inclination to fall back into that old habit, especially after being despaired and being depressed and being let down and being disappointed and being frustrated. It could push you back into that place where you go back to the familiar, you know, and this is what we're seeing in Barbados. A lot of repeat offenders as well. And he was talking about, you know, he didn't have a father, and he want to be, you know, he want to be a father figure for his son. And when we're looking at newspaper, we're seeing young men and an older gentleman, you know, so we're seeing now the intertwine between the elders who should be teaching these young people what they should do in the paper with them for the same crime. So we understand now even the leadership aspect of having our men, you know, being mentors and true leaders going astray. So what's going to happen is eventually it's going to tell the young ones, you know what, well, if this is the road they take, they can take the road too. And then what's happening when they go into the prison system, a lot of conversations happen in terms of passing down, man, I did this, but I get cash only because, or I did that, and I only get cash because, and it's passed on with how better to do crime. And if the government does not put something in place where these young men can have opportunity. Because that's the key word, you know. It's not the education and this and that. Opportunity. We heard the minister said in Parliament, if they can't get a job, get up on a plane. You know, so it shows even the lack of concern. It shows the disassociation between the everyday man. And anything you got a government that could boldly say, I'm proudly say, well, get up on a plane if you can't get a job. It shows the lack and the disrespect that it shows for everyday man. So what are we asking for? We're asking for opportunity. And even here right now, we're Savvy on the Bay right now, a place full of opportunity for so many people, the entrepreneurs and multiple people like the tourists, the locals, you know. This is what we're calling for, more places and more spaces like this. And then anytime the government, we're talking about privatization. It's funny that the government pick and choose what we want privatized. What's already functioning?
You're not talking about Savvy on the Bay.
Yes,
Savvy on the Bay.
So right now, what and it's funny because we talk about, you know, the privatization, the bus and this and that and certain things we looked at. And we've seen the track record in terms of the government taking hold of certain things which was profitable before, and the government eventually got their hands upon it and it ran into ruins. You understand? So anytime you have something and it's not broke, please don't fix it. You did not have the vision for Savvy in the first place. That was not your vision.
Exactly.
Someone took it. Someone made something of it. Someone who had a vision for it, had a vision for, you know what, I want to empower some people to come and work. I want to empower a place where people to come and mingle and socialize, you know, and have a good beverage, have something to eat, taste some local cuisine, enjoy our beaches, you know, see what it is Barbados has to offer. And Barbados is strong in its culture. And what happens is when we start to overdevelop, to mimic certain countries, which is not Barbados, such as Dubai and other countries like that, what happens is that we loses the identity of what Barbados really is. People come to Barbados not because we have exotic animals or because we have, you know, wonderful skyscrapers and all these different things. We don't. And we probably will never will have these things. But they come to Barbados to see the culture. They come to Barbados to eat the food, to hear the people, to see the dancing, to see what it is we have to offer as a people. And if we don't take hold of our heritage, we don't take hold of what makes Barbados special, and we continue to sell it to the most suitable investor, eventually what we're doing is that we're leading Barbados from empowerment into dependency of foreign investors or creditors. And what I believe, this is my opinion, I believe that the government has overreached or overextended itself in terms of borrowing money, and now they have zero power, zero negotiating power when it's time to bring in certain revenue. So they're looking for places such as Savvy on the Bay, which brings in probably reasonable revenue, and they look at it and say, yeah, ooh, they start to rub the hands, and then we know the famous quote, "I looking for money." And this is what we're saying continuously. This is what we're saying. I am looking for money. Within these 7 years, what can I say? What can the government say? Barbados, this is yours.
Right.
Nothing.
Okay.
Barbados, this is what we're giving you. Absolutely nothing. All we've seen bills being passed, which basically hurt the everyday man, incentives being given to those who had, foreign investors, and things being taken away from us, the citizens. We've been talking here multiple times. We've been talking about, you know what? We need Barbados to start buying more. We need Barbados to start investing more in the country. And we have a BAJAN currently owning this property, owning this establishment.
At Savvy on the Bay.
On Savvy on the Bay. We need to encourage it. Encourage more ownership among our own. But we rather give away to other people, other foreign investors and other people from offshores and stuff. Why?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Zico. I see we have Apostle Canterbury. You're clapping Zico, and he is. Go right ahead. He's online. Go right ahead, Mr. Apostle Canterbury. You have something you wanted to say, and then we're going to just go around to everybody and get our comments tonight.
Quickly, I really applaud the resolve of these young men that are here with you. Listening to them very carefully, you know, their passion, what he just mentioned about Barbados and development, and we're not seeing it, and he's clear on that. We're not seeing a vision for Barbados. There's nothing saying this is where we plan for Barbados to end up. All we're seeing is, you know, one issue after another. But I do have one question I'd like to put to Mr. Bab in relation to this situation. This is going over 34 years plus Mr. Bab on some levels, but in some cases you have residents there in Six Mains who've been living there for over 90 years. Can you explain to me why the government can compulsorily acquire Savvy on the Bay, but they can't do it with the land at Six Mains? That's shocking.
Listen, and up to today, those persons don't know where they are going to be relocated, because if you go to, I invite the Barbadians of all walks of life to go to Six Mains, see the construction on both sides of the road, and tell me after that, if those skyscrapers go up, that hotel go up, if those residents are going to stay on the beach side. But what the government, those persons who are building the hotel knew exactly what part of the land that they were going to use.
Yes.
The government then buying that land for, and they bought the land. But the residents who were there are still in limbo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they don't know. But you're going to come tell me that the persons at Savvy, you're going to take away their business. And I hear the youngsters talking about mental health. This is an investment of Barbadians. How can you take away those properties? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Then they have to restart from scratch.
Yeah, sorry about that. We had a technical. I wasn't telling you to stop. We had a technical thing. Carry on. I'm sorry.
I could have heard it as well. I still hear it. All right, go ahead, Mark.
You're hearing an echo?
Yes.
I'm not sure where the echo is. You're still hearing it?
Not now.
Could have been the.
It's cleared up.
Okay.
Yes. It's cleared up. Yes.
It's cleared up. Okay. All right. No problem. Understood. Well, we're. Thank you so much. Were you finished, Mr. Bab?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yes.
Yes. So really sorry about that, guys. Well, we are basically at the end of the show, and I'm going to ask Miss McLean to go first, and everybody give their final word, and let's talk about Savvy on the Bay as we close. Your final word. What are your, what do you say to Barbadians at this?
There seems to be an echo. What I wanted to say was, in relation to the valuation, because I think and I recall clearly the discussion we had with Mr. Franklin on this, and how even an officer in BRA's property value was much lower than it should have been. But let Barbadians understand that in the case of Savvy on the Bay, the owner would have had a record in terms of taxes paid. To reduce the value is to create a situation where the government would effectively be manipulating that value to reduce what they would pay in acquisition. Because if you're talking acquiring the property and the value goes down all of a sudden, that would be used then to determine what they pay, and vice versa. If you want to make it difficult for somebody, you increase their valuation, they pay more. And so I think at the end of the day, there's a consequence to actions which exclude, and this includes not only excluding a current owner from continuing to deliver, in the case of Savvy on the Bay, a community tourism product, and in the case of those young men, exclusion from meaningful employment. And there's a lot that can be said about that on another occasion in terms of opportunities, which I believe I would recommend at another time for those young men, because I am extremely concerned about what can happen if they are not allowed to work and to maximize the skills and benefit financially from the skills that they have.
Good point, Miss McLean. I'll go to the Reverend. Give us your final thoughts there. And I know I owe you one. We'll have to do that again because you had something else on your mind tonight.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
we're just going to go. Yes.
We'll deal with that another time. But as a love of history, just one quote from Thomas Jefferson again before I close. And one of his most famous quotes that I personally like, he says, "Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God." That's where I want to stop.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, a quote from Thomas Jefferson, one of his famous quotes, says, "Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God." So,
lot to think about there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Mr. Bob. And then I'm going to go to these guys.
Yes. If it's a situation at Savi, I keep asking Barbadians, what more must this Myanmar government do for us to really sit up and take notice? What more must they do? Are we going to wait until the lineup start arresting people on the street for having an opinion that is different to theirs? We have to get to the point where, and we say to this government, enough is enough. You can't continue to manipulate, ostracize, push aside the citizens of this country for your own personal interests.
There you go.
This is it. These are Barbadians, and these are Barbadian businesses that will be affected. Lives and livelihoods are being damaged. Enough is enough.
Thank you, Mr. Bob. And I'm seeing the press statement that came from, Christopher Gibbs, who is he's over housing and lands, and he's saying that the business operators would not be disadvantaged. He's talking about the small business operators. So if they're not going to be disadvantaged, what is this? It's a shift of ownership. Are we then moving up Mr. Kinch and giving it to somebody else? And that too is an issue. Is this a personal vendetta? Is this a personal issue between themselves and Mr. Kinch that you're going to move, because somebody just brought that to me, Janine, to show me, and we want to be clear that was said in the press. Okay, so the small business owners will be fine, but what about Mr. Kinch? What about the value of this property and how much he would have already put into the property? That is the thing. And are you switching owners? And on what basis are you doing that? But over to you guys. I just wanted to make that clarification.
I said I said enough for the night, but I just want to leave with this one. I said, an ear to the loudest cry can save a city of tears. And I repeat it again. An ear to the loudest cry could save a city of tears. I think we as people need to be more empathetic. I think we need to really, be more there for our brothers and our sisters. I think we really need to be, really and truly just be our brother's keeper, and don't let people continue to put smoke and mirrors, and people continue to run PR games, and people continue to run optics and all these different things to trick people. People pay attention, share the information. I just encourage you to share the information. Do not be deceived. Do not.
Yeah. And Kevin, you have the final word for the night.
Thank you very much. I feel so special. So for me, I was just thinking about it when I took a break just now, and I remembered the historic Hotown Civil Center, the situation with that. If we continue to allow this administration to usurp everything that we have building in Barbados, that is going to be a big issue for us in the future. And I just really hoping that persons like Mr. Kinch and other small business owners and individuals refuse to acquiesce to the demands of the government and really put up a fighting stance, saying that, what you are doing is not forthcoming of a transparent government, and we need to understand what vision you have before decisions are made, and not just looking into the news and saying, bloop, this is what the government decided to do today.
Yes, yes. And as somebody here is saying, I see what's happening this time around. They're separating the local, the small business owners from Mr. Kinch, thinking that he's not going to get any support. So they're going to be easy. It's going to be easy for them. You know, it's like a bully.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy for them to push him out. Mr. Bob, remind me, did I give you your final statement of the night?
Yes, you did.
I did. Okay. I want to make sure that I cover everybody. Guys, I am so, everybody, those who came down, you know, Zika heard the call and you came down because, you know, you were here with the Young Dems.
Of course.
And I'm hoping I would hope that this is something that the Young Dems will pick up. You know, it's not, I know this is above our pay grade, but but I think that it'd be great, you know, for something for them to pick up. But I thank you, Ms. McLean. Thank you, Ms. McLean, for joining and for giving us, you know, that bit of information. I thought that, you know, you'd be a great person to do that. Apostle, I owe you one. I know you want to talk about the EPC, and so we're going to discuss and see if we can do that on Sunday, depending on what's happening, because we might just be back down here on Sunday. We might just be back at this location on Sunday. So we're going to have to see how that is. Mr. Bob, you know how it goes. Thank you so much. And to Janine, who we didn't see her a lot, but she did a lot of, you know, the roving microphone. Was Janine tonight. Thank you so much, Janine. And Dave, my wonderful husband, who jumps on all the ideas. At 3 o'clock today, I said, Dave, let's go down there. And he's like, all right, let's go. And I want to thank you so very much for the support. God bless you, Zico. Get better, feel better soon. All right. All right. God bless you all. Everybody, we'll be back on
safely.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Aha! Aha! Oh, listen! I felt I should stop saying Kaiso. Cause since Junior Monarch, I ain't had no bite. That's what I say. Bashment and soca is the thing for Dynamo. Because Calypso, I just struggle to write. Some tell me don't come out here and play that I write in politics. Cause I don't have a clue, but that's too big for you. So I really had to take care while I was writing this song. Because I didn't want to hear the things I write in or wrong. Listen. I write that this small country does borrow too much money. I hear don't write that. You're wrong about that. I write that our leaders like them didn't have no answers. I hear don't write that. You're wrong about that. Every time I write around, every time I write around, if I write that BAJAN's regret. The government them me like every time I write around, every time I write around, if I write some songs that's get banned. Then you sing about the foundation every time I write around, every time I write around. So I really don't know how long I gonna take to finish this song. Cause every time I write around, bloody hard, I write. That this should defend ourselves against the criminals and the gun name. We need to get tasers. But Dynamo, they cannot write that. You hear the commissioner say, we all should cooperate. I convince myself to keep writing, but leave out all of the politics. I see society malfunctioning, so that should be an easy topic. Blind men could see that crime overweight and out of hand. What paychecks undersized, murders and prices on the rise. So I had a rush of ideas, so I start to write them down. But then I heard a voice say, the things are writing are wrong. Listen! I write that many BAJANs living in suffering. I hear don't write that. You're wrong about that. People can't feed them children, but me, I can spare 1 million. Don't write that. You're wrong about that. Every time I write around, every time I write around, if I write that killings increase, since the government pay for peace. Right around, every time I write around, if I write no one don't get killed. In Sandy Lane, not Apes Hill. Right around, every time I write around. So I really don't know how long I can take to finish this song. Cause every time I write around. Blow the horn. I write. That way you have an event like this. You should, I still know, you should have tears. But Dynamo, you cannot write that. If the people wanted to sit down, they will bring their own chairs from home. Aha! I kept on searching for an angle so that my song was moving me down. I hear right, but somebody controversial. So I thought, who better than Donald Trump? But I say I ain't writing about no American. When I can't see and tell, me all leaders mad as hell. So I already knew before penning my opinion. Some people would have the view, the things are right and are wrong. Alright, MPs does hear. When the woman tell them, no, don't write that. You're wrong about that. Alright, that's how we're leaders like. Them ain't have no answers. I hear, don't write that. You're wrong about that. Sing. Every time I write around, every time I write around, if I write, who bringing in guns? Cause the cowboys are Indians. Every time I write around, every time I write around, if I write, some songs just get banned. When you sing about the foundation, every time I write around, every time I write around. So I really don't know how long I can take to finish this song. Cause every time I write around.